in Fallout 3. Was it the tunnel snakes?
Yeah, tunnel snakes. Tunnel snakes rule.
Tunnel snakes rule. Yeah, that's right. You're a little kid and they fucking took your
Sweet roll.
your sweet roll, man. What's wrong? Someone stole your sweet roll. Oh my god, that makes sense now.
Yeah,
This whole time.
This is how we know that the universes are all one. It's because there's sweet rolls in both games.
It's confirmed.
And there's nerd root in both games. So
I mean, yeah, I suppose. The all-knowing, all-glowing Nernroot.
the all plant.
Nernroot noises.
Yes. I'll have to insert some there.
So today we're talking about Metro 2033. Once was a book, now a video game.
It is both.
It is both.
Yeah, there's a novel by Dmitry I'm gonna butcher this. Glukhovsky. Back in 2002, Metro, the game itself, came out in 2010, so almost a decade after the book. And then the game replayed, the Redux, which is the remastered edition, came out in 2014 for Xbox One and PC.
Yeah.
And I believe this was a console exclusive, wasn't it? Or is this on PlayStation?
No, it's on... I actually don't know. Is it on PlayStation? Well, I guess we'll Google it.
It is on PlayStation. I was wrong.
Yeah, I didn't think
I remember this
would be exclusive, but what made you think that?
I thought this was just one of those niche ones that I remember being exclusive. You know, we always get those weird ones, like we get like Crackdown and Hellblade and stuff like that. And
yeah, Hellblade. Hellblade is
Hellblade's exclusive.
On PlayStation. It's really
okay. Maybe I'm speaking out of my ass.
We covered this game. I'm pretty sure isn't on PS4. Somebody asked this already.
It is on PS4. Okay, no, I'm speaking out of my ass. But Crackdown, I know is exclusive.
Crackdown. Yeah,
and then well, fuck, maybe I shouldn't butcher anymore. But I thought like Titanfall was. There's a lot of just like random games you can never really like tell.
Titanfall is not exclusive. Is it? Fuck. Because I know. Yeah, it is on PS4. Yeah, so I don't know. You're probably thinking of like when Xbox is trying to do their whole marketing campaign and they use these games.
Titanfall 1 is exclusive. Titanfall 2 is multi-platform.
Oh, Titanfall 1 was okay. Do you remember that old Xbox One commercial with Aaron Paul?
One right. Yeah, when he was like, was he playing like a racing game or something? Or no, he's playing Gears.
He was playing Titanfall. Right? He was playing Titanfall. Yeah, and then he's like, Xbox, let me watch TV or something.
Xbox on.
Back when they had the Snap.
Yeah.
You could put TV on the corner. Did you ever use that feature?
Yeah, all the time before they got rid of it. I would put like YouTube over there, and then I could play YouTube while I'm playing games.
It was nice. What would have made it even better if it was like a picture over picture mode or whatever. So you still have like the whole screen, but there's like an overlay of that in the top right corner or whatever.
Yeah, the picture in picture mode.
Picture in picture, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I love that on like PC and even on my phone now. I can do that. You can just drag it wherever you want on the screen, as big or small as you want. I do that with movies all the time. I'll just have it in the corner and I can do my homework and other stuff.
Yeah, man, that would have been amazing. Xbox, if you're hearing this, picture-in-picture mode.
No, yes, Phil Spencer, if you're listening.
Don't lie to me. You did it with Windows already. But yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, so this was originally made, the 2010 version, the original one, was by THQ. And then THQ, sadly, has gone bottom up. Deep Silver took over this one for the Redux. And they remade both 2033 and then the sequel, Last Light, they put them in like a package.
Deep Silver is also going under, aren't they? Oh, they're a
I thought they
publisher.
were. I thought they were having acquisition talks, but yeah.
Yeah.
4A Games is actually the developer for the Redux. They're the ones
Oh,
that
okay.
redid everything. Um, yeah, sorry. Did I say developed by THQ? THQ published originally, and then Deep
Mm,
Silver took over publishing.
okay.
4A Games has remained as the developer the whole time.
4A
Um,
games.
yep, yeah, just number 4A Games. They've only made the Metro series, and then they made one Oculus game, but that's about it.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So they
So
really honed the craft. I've never played Exodus yet, but I mean, they really must have really worked on it. If that was the
yeah,
only series they worked on.
for sure, they know their stuff for having such a small discography. Um, their Oculus game is called Archetica, Archetica Point
Arctica.
One, and it's also a post-apocalyptic survival game, just in
Okay.
Oculus. So they really like their apocalypse stuff. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's also Russian, but
I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
it's good. But yeah, yeah, THQ gave up a lot of really good properties when they went bankrupt.
Yeah, they had Saints Row. I think that's what made them go under. I think after, or did they switch to THQ Nordic? Because they're still
I
left.
thought they,
Or are
I
they
thought they
separate?
all went down because I thought they got like bought out or something, or all their stuff got bought.
Um,
I haven't at least seen a THQ game in a couple of years now. So
yeah, I'm on their website now. They made Destroy All Humans 2, so they're still making games.
this new
Well,
one,
the reprobed, yeah. So I mean, even though it is like a re-release of an old game, I mean, they're still making games. They made Remnant from the Ashes,
yeah, it's on.
that Dark
Or I think
Souls
it left
with
Game Pass,
guns.
but it was on there.
They made Biomutant.
Yeah,
Um,
Biomutant's popular. They did like Stalker and stuff like that.
they did Stalker.
Yeah, yeah, that sequel should be coming out this year. I think this next year.
Okay, they did the
I
Darksiders series too.
Oh, those are good ones. I like those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Stalker's good. I think they got pushed back due to the war in Ukraine since the studio's based out there. Um,
yeah.
for the actual developers. So
Oh
that's being put on hold.
yeah. Okay.
But yeah, THQ is a huge company that at least most of them went under. I don't know if THQ Nordic is still up, but at least they brought us Metro, which is great.
Yep.
Which is kind of the plus side of having these kind of these publishers is you get these smaller developers like 4A that may not have been able to front all the costs to get it published and put on platforms, but or get the advertising done. But then you have people like THQ or Deep Silver that help get that stuff out there. So
Yep. Yeah.
yeah, so you had a couple choices once you load up this game for your kind of your play style. They tried to keep it as close as the original as they could, while still updating like all the graphics and um, some other play style stuff. But you can either be Spartan or Survival is like the two game modes you get, and then you also have like four difficulties to choose from after that.
Yeah. I chose survival for
Yeah,
my playthrough.
Survival was the like the original Metro, and then I think Spartan is the more forgiving one. You'd think it'd be the other way around, but
Yeah, it makes sense though, because I mean, maybe Spartan is like a Halo reference. You know, you were Spartan, you take a lot of hits.
I
But
think they're because they have the Rangers. They also call them Spartans, I believe, in this game.
oh, okay. Or is it Ranger in survival mode? Or or is it
Ranger
Spartan?
was one of the difficulties. Like survival and Spartan just affected your stealth and then the looting techniques, and then the rest
Oh,
of the difficulty I think affected like health and damage.
okay. I do remember the stealth was not that great in this game. It was
No, if
like
you're,
I don't know if you which game mode did you play on?
I played on survival, and you'll definitely know if you go through on Spartan that the stealth is a lot easier.
Is it?
Survival is pretty hard for the stealth. It's people notice you
See,
really easy.
uh so do they change any gameplay elements like who's viewing you or uh and stuff like that? Do they have like stealth indicators or whatever?
As far as I know, I believe it's just in-game audio tones that kind of alert you.
Oh.
That little crescendo as someone's looking your way, type of thing.
Oh, that would have been
And then
nice.
yeah, and then the music, like the battle music, starts if you're found.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that happens in either game mode.
Yep.
Cuz I tried playing stealth like for my first few encounters and realized it was not benefiting me at all because it is very difficult. I can't, like you don't realize how much you rely on those in-game notifications on like who's going to spot you or whatever until you don't have it. And, it really sucks to not have when you're trying to do stealth if you after, using those elements for so long.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. If you're used to more modern, I guess not even modern, because Skyrim had that kind of stuff, and so did Fallout. But yeah, if you're used to those kind of stealth indicators, it's a little bit different. This game is very audio based for its alert system, so you definitely have to pay attention to all of that,
Yeah.
and light based as well. Light plays a really big factor into this game. Um,
Yeah.
I could say that that is probably my number one like pro for this game is just the light system. Like I love just going around the map and then just turning off all the lights or dousing campfires or
Yeah.
shooting out
Dude, I
lights with
love
the
that.
silence pistol. It's
Yep.
so fun.
I was never able to get a silenced pistol through in my playthrough. I mean, how much did it? I'm like assuming it would help a lot doing that stuff because like the whole time I'm playing, I'm like, wow, I could really use a silencer. And then later on, every time I go to the store, I just forget about it. So like next
Yeah,
time I'm in a stealth encounter, I'm like, a silencer would be nice. It's
yeah.
like
It
dementia.
was my main weapon of choice. I think I stuck with the silencer, the silenced pistol, throughout the whole game when there was human enemies.
Yep.
And when we get to the mutant sections, I used other weapons.
Yeah. That. Yeah. I found the shotgun to be most useful against those mutants because
Yeah, I
because
sorry.
the aiming, like you probably could use a pistol, but like man, the aiming is just pretty outdated in this game. I find it super difficult to shoot those enemies because they're running so fast too.
Yeah, especially when you get to some of these smaller enemies too, or some of the really fast enemies. It's pretty fucking hard to keep track of them
Yeah,
all and hit them. So I got that like Shambler. It was the revolving shotgun. I really like that one.
the
'Cause,
Shambler. Did you get that at a store or something?
I think I found it naturally, but you can also buy it at a store. So I stuck with the Shambler, the silenced revolver, and then a assault rifle. I think it
Okay,
was like just one of the mid tier assault rifles in the
like
game.
the AK.
Yeah, yeah,
I found the
yeah.
AK to be most used throughout the game.
There's like 15 weapons throughout the game. There's a couple niche ones yeah. There's like the flamethrower. There's a couple pneumatic weapons,
Oh, yep.
stuff like that. Some different shotguns, the shittier assault rifles, like the bastard gun that you start with.
Yep.
that's really bad.
It is
And
really
they
bad.
tell you that right away. They're like, okay, here's your free gun. It's you might want to swap this out as soon as you can.
Yep.
It's
It'll
not good.
keep you alive for now.
Yes, for a little while, unless you need to kill more than one thing with it, then
Yeah.
then you
Right.
better
And then
get
you're
some
kind of screwed.
more guns. Yeah.
But yeah, this game is a horror slash survival game. It's well, yeah, survival horror. That's what it's called. What is it? Survival slash horror. What the fuck? Um, yeah, survival horror game. They the main currency in this game is military grade ammo, which you could use in your guns, but I never did. But that's the main currency. It's pretty easy to find actually. Is if you loot anything, you I mean every other thing you loot is pretty much giving you military grade ammo.
Yeah, and
Ammo,
if you're actually
yeah,
exploring like you should be, you find more than enough throughout this game on
yeah.
any difficulty.
If you actually just go out off your beaten path, I mean the game is pretty linear, but if you go, in any other direction other than where you're supposed to go, you'll find some loot. You'll get what you need. They're pretty generous about that.
Yeah, especially if you find those the safes throughout the game. I don't know if you found any of those the red keys and the big safes. Um,
I don't think I have. I don't think I went that far into it. I
there's a
guess.
couple of them spread throughout the game. I think there's at least one safe in each level, and then you can usually find a key for it nearby.
Oh, okay.
Um, I found like 100 to 250 military grade rounds per thing in
Wow.
those. So I bought like weapons and um, attachments and ammo all throughout the game, and I still ended with about 800. So
Holy shit.
yeah, you definitely have more than enough throughout the game if you're running around and looting.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I mostly spent all my ammo on ammo, pretty much, because I don't know. I'm a bad shot, so like I pretty much went through my ammo pretty fast a lot of the time. Unless it was like a successful stealth encounter, because like you can get some of those, because like it's cool in this game because as soon as you know leave enemy sight lines, they don't know where you are. They're like, where did he go? And it's fun because you could go. There's like also sometimes there's different loopholes to get around in these areas. Like I think one time uh, it was the part where Bourbon got captured, and there was actually like there was a bunch of crates or whatever, and it was like a little maze. You could go around and go back and forth through different parts of the map, and I was
Yeah, and
using that a
they had a
lot.
cool gun back there.
Yeah. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. You get a cool gun and the
Yeah,
4 barrel shotgun.
yeah, yep. I think that one's the Shambler.
That's what the Shambler is.
Yeah, it's like the
Oh, okay.
revolving shotgun there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the one I kept with me. It's a good gun.
It is. Yeah. Um.
Yeah, and I didn't even notice till I played that level over for the second time. Because you get to the end of that level and then you meet Khan, and he's like,
Yep.
"Yeah, I was trying to help you out in the shadows." Um,
Yeah.
the second time I played through the level, I was actually killing a lot of people instead of just sneaking by them, and he was taking out like half the people. I was like, "Oh, he actually does help."
Yeah. No,
So
I noticed that right away. That was cool because like I walk up to somebody. I was mostly trying to do melee attacks, which is pretty satisfying to do.
yeah,
You go up to him, stab him, or whatever. I was mostly doing that whenever I could. So every time, sometimes when I try to approach somebody, they just get sniped, and I was just confused. I'm like, "What? Somebody stole my kill."
yeah, you got a guardian angel.
Yeah, I thought that was super cool, though.
Yeah, this game definitely wants you to do stealth. Like they give you all the options there to do it with the light mechanics, silenced weapons, different paths around the
Yeah,
levels, stuff like that. Um,
It also creates some opportunity for some guerrilla tactics. Go in, shoot some people, and then just kind of dip out in the shadows. Sometimes
Yep.
they don't chase after you right away, so you can break their vision, and then you could go around, maybe like flank them, go around to the other side, and then shoot them from that end, and then they're turning around, and before they turn around, you're already gone. It's kind of fun to mess with them like that.
Yeah. And I don't want to give away the ending too early of the game, but are you aware that there's a morality system in the game?
I am. I know there is two endings. I don't know how to get the other ending, but
Okay. Do you know if you got the bad or good ending?
I think I got the good one. I think
Okay.
so. I don't know. I don't know actually. I guess. How
Okay.
would I
I
know?
guess we'll compare when we get there.
Okay.
We can compare once we get to the end there. I got the good ending, and then I went back and I redid it for the bad ending. Um,
Okay.
I when I originally played this game many years ago, I wasn't even aware of the system.
Yeah.
Like they give you notifications like every time you do a deed that affects your morality, like your screen flashes blue a little bit, and you hear that little like sound effect. Um,
Oh, that's what that is.
yeah, yeah, that was like a choice made for morality each time that happens, and
Oh
sometimes it's
wow.
like you overhear a conversation that slightly affects your morality, or you help someone out, or
Wait,
like
overhearing
this
a
game has a
conversation affects your morality.
yeah. Yeah, there's a whole wiki online of like all the
That's crazy
points, and
though.
like
It's like,
people
what
don't
are you
even
going to
know them
hear
all.
that's going to affect your morality? It's like, oh, yeah, I overheard that guy just went to the grocery store. I'm going to go mow down a bus full of people. It's like, what?
Right? Yeah, so there's good morality and bad points throughout the game, depending on your choices. And some of the big choices are more obvious than others. You can like there's like a panhandling child that asks you for some spare military grade ammo, and there's just the same with a couple like homeless men as well that do the
Yeah,
same.
I was giving them ammo. Like, I had so much of it. I'm like, dude, take it. Like, I don't need it.
Yeah,
That's one. You
like
want one? What are you going to do with that? Like, are you just going to buy
right,
one meal? Like, I'll give you 10 if I could. But
exactly. I was like, wait, they want one, and I would go around the
yeah, right?
corner and find like two laying around.
Is
I was
this
like,
really like
okay,
something I gotta think about? Like, it's like you want
right,
one ammo,
yeah. I
one
didn't
bullet.
even know about the morality system when I first played through this. I think I got the bad ending because, like Dishonored, this game factors your kills into your morality as well.
Oh, that makes sense.
So this
That
is I tried
okay.
to stealth my way through this game.
I was honestly wondering why they gave me the option to knock out or stab. Because like,
Yep.
if you're gonna give me that option, I'm going to stab every time. I don't want somebody to come over here and wake them up. It's like I play Hitman a lot. Okay, if I already know what happens when the bodies are found. Bad shit, man.
Oh Lord, I already know what ending you get. Fucking murdering everyone.
It's- they're bad people. Okay, if anything, I should be the good guy.
Right?
It's
I
like I'm
mean,
like Batman with guns.
they do show that they're pretty like horrific people and do pretty bad shit.
Yeah,
Pretty much anyone you have the chance to kill throughout the game. But yeah, yeah, they still give you that option though. You can knock them out or kill them, and I never had a problem with knocking out. Like I don't think anyone's ever woken them up. I don't know
right.
if that's a factor at all, or
I guess I never took that chance.
I try to make sure I knock them out in the darkness at least, so maybe hopefully they'll find the
Sometimes
body.
you could just kill somebody right in front of somebody, and then they just don't even care. So there's that. I don't know if there's like a registering issue or something, because I think it was on the war chapter, which is very very difficult chapter, in my opinion. By the way, uh, I killed somebody. I threw a throwing knife at him, and he went down. And his friend comes walking up. He was just like He's just like, hey, like he didn't even say anything to him. He just kind of stood there, like looking straight forward. I'm like,
Well,
okay,
throwing knives are silent, so maybe they just didn't see you
maybe they thought he was
and just
sleeping.
forgot about it. Yeah,
Just let him sleep.
but you can't sleep there.
Yeah. Hey, just don't even like try to kick him or wake him up or anything. He's like, hey, wake up.
Right.
He's sleeping.
Too much vodka.
Yeah. Too much vodka.
That what do you say? Mushroom vodka, because
Mushroom
that's how
vodka.
they make it. Because they don't have greenhouses down there.
Oh, that explains all the visions.
Yeah, it's why it's so strong, probably.
Tripping
Because
out.
you have a drink in one of the things, and they talk about like the shroom vodka being so much more potent than normal
Yeah.
alcohol.
I can understand that. He's
Yeah,
straight
I
tripping.
so I really like Artyom's voice actor. Artyom is our main character of the story, by the way,
Yep.
that we play as. His voice actor was Chris Parson, and from what I've seen, I don't know. I don't think he's Russian,
Chris
but
Parson does not sound Russian.
it does not. It sounds very American or English,
Yeah.
but he did really well in the role. I like I like the voice acting. I thought the in between each chapter, you get like a little notebook diary thing, and Artyom
Yeah.
reads it out. And I thought all that was just really well done. He has a very calm voice that fit really well, and it
Oh, I like that.
seemed
I
like
wish
it
game
fit the character.
Yeah. I wish more games did that. You know what I mean? Like kind of give
Yeah,
me a recap of like what's going on or what we're about to do while the game loads. I think that's genius for a game.
right.
Like you could do
Yeah,
that with any RPG actually, and it would be great, honestly.
yep. And I don't know
Like
if you picked it up, but sorry, go ahead.
uh sorry, I was just gonna say, like, what if they did that with Fallout? You know, because they already have a voice actor for the Sole Survivor now, Fallout 4. You know, well, just give
Yeah,
me. Well, maybe that would be a little bit annoying because you're not always doing the main quest, huh? So, like, maybe not. There's a reason it was made for this game because it's pretty linear. But, anyways,
yeah, yeah. You don't have to worry about going in and out of loading screens or anything.
yeah, it's like you're trying to do a side quest and you every time you go through a door, you hear the save recap of what's going on.
The lone survivor wondered about Sean's safety.
Yeah, no. Hell no. Scratch that thought.
Yeah, so Artyom's actually only 20, and they only mentioned that like right at the beginning of the game, and I didn't see it anywhere else.
Yeah, I imagine he'd
But
be pretty young because
yeah, he's only 20 throughout this this game.
yeah,
So I thought the like the combination of metro life and being so young and pretty much growing up entirely in the metro, because I believe he was like 5 or 6 when the bombs dropped.
yep,
Um, and then so I completely understood why he's like so calm and collected and doesn't talk that much. I'm like, this guy grew up in this world. He's probably pretty hardened to it.
yeah. But the thing is like he's like he hasn't like ever been outside of the station up until this adventure happened. Like it's like a Lord of the Rings story, you know? Like he's like Frodo setting off to do this endeavor because the fate of the world hangs in the balance or whatever, but he's never
Yeah,
left the station. So like, he just did it so casually. I feel like he should have, well, not should have. I feel like any normal person would have been kind of scared to leave, but before he even left, he shot and killed like 4 different creatures. I don't know if they
yep,
show up that often, but like he handled them pretty well, so I'm assuming they do.
yeah, and not to compare this game to Fallout all the time because they're pretty different games, despite both being
Yeah,
post-apocalyptic. Um, but it kind of gave me Fallout vibes at the start, like we're leaving our vault, our little safety. Not
yep,
not that our our metro was very safe at the start, but
No.
we're kind of leaving like our home to go off into the wasteland and go help other people and on our mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except, uh, yeah. So, uh, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah. So the audio, like I said, is a big part in this game. Um, there's not really much music in the game other than like a song here or there, and then the the combat music. But there's a whole string of instruments, no pun intended, throughout the game that you can find, and Artyom seems to be pretty musically inclined. Um,
Really?
it seems like if I spammed them in like the right order enough, like he'd play like a little jingle. Um, but it just sounded really cool. I liked playing with the instruments throughout the game, and even when you load up the game and you're going to the main menu, there's that little guitar riff. Um, like as soon as you open up the game, like it's like
Yeah.
boom boom boom.
Yeah.
I love that. It's such a like little details of music that just make the world feel so much more alive.
Yeah. I mean, it's like it's an iconic riff. If you ever heard it, you'd be like, "Oh, yep, that's Metro."
Yeah, yep. It's their iconic little jingle. I think the only time like I said, like most of the audio in this music or most of the music in the game will go unnoticed, other than like those combat encounter musics. You'll barely even notice them in the background.
Yeah,
They're so fluid with the combat.
they are.
There was one mission where we're finally with Miller later in the game, and he picks us up in the car. I think it's right after the library level. And he's like,
No,
"Let's play
it's
some music
before it.
while we're on the
Or is it
drive to the
after?
church." It's when they're on the drive to the church.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like one of the final missions.
Yep.
Like, let's put on some music, and he plays this. It's just weird. Like I know it down, and it sounded like a what I even write. Sorry, looking through my notes there.
Oh, you're good.
I'll find it later, but it sounded like something from a different game, and it was just very off-putting. It was a weird musical jingle there, but that was the only time I really ever noticed any background music.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I mean, other than that, you don't really notice it, like, because it just it gets you in the zone. It's not like jarring like Skyrim is. Well, I mean, Skyrim music is epic, but
Yeah,
um,
Skyrim music gets you going for
it
sure.
really does. Yeah,
Yeah, I did also make notes. You said the accuracy is pretty bad in the game. Um,
it is.
I thought it was all right, except for if you're using the pistols or like the starting bastard gun. It's pretty noticeably bad.
Yeah.
But I think it's in a intentional bad, like they want it to be like crappy. It doesn't make an excuse for
It's
the
a
gun
shooter,
because
man.
you just don't like using a gun, whether it's realistic or not. But um, I think the grenade and knife throwing is what I had some of the most troubles with. I had a lot
Yeah,
of time where I would completely miss my knife throw because I didn't realize that there's no arc. Like you aim at your thing and that's where it's going.
really. I guess it
Like
was so close with the throwing knives that I didn't even notice that there wasn't an arc.
yeah, I threw some from a long distance and they would just soar right over their heads because I was trying to think of
Sniper
like
knives.
other games. Yeah, I was like, okay, it's gonna arc downwards, and it just goes right over. So I'd even be like 50 feet away, and you put it right on the person, and just that's where it goes. So
You're like that colonel from Battlefield Friends. Just like I just unlocked a bipod and a scope for my knife. But yeah, that's awesome
yeah,
though.
yeah. And then some of the grenade throwing, I feel like it's that usual grenade throwing in games where sometimes it feels like they lob it too far, and sometimes he just fucking drops it in front of him. And I could never get the right trajectory for grenades or anything in the game. So I tried
Yeah,
to avoid them unless I was fighting the mutants, where you could just drop a grenade anywhere and it's going to kill something.
yeah. The the mutants are pretty easy compared to the humans, because I want to say the worst level for me in this was the war part with the Reds and the Nazis, where you had to fight through that whole front line.
Yeah,
Oh my
frontline.
god,
Yep.
I was about to quit. I legit quit the game and didn't play it till the next game because it pissed me off so bad. I died so many times.
Jeez, I've got so many stealth things to point out to you. It's gonna
Well,
change your whole way.
like you gotta tell me, man, because I tried it stealthily, it didn't work. I,
There's yeah, we'll get into that one when we get to the level. But there's
okay.
a whole path where you don't even have to fight anyone in
Oh
that
my
whole
god.
whole
Oh my
level. So
god, man.
we'll
I
walk you
wish
through
I
it once
knew.
we get there.
I wish it was
uh,
more obvious.
yeah, no, they definitely hide them. Like this game, I think for the most part keeps things obvious, but I don't know. They go back and forth. I'd say in the levels between like you walk down a hallway and you're like, okay, obviously this room to the left that isn't my objective is going to have some cool loot in it. Like
Yeah.
you're going to have some bullets or an air filter. Um, but then there's other times where you're walking through a level and it just feels linear, and you don't even realize that there was some hidden ladder or some hidden gate that would have led you to a big loot cave. And
Yeah,
yeah,
I think that's a design issue, in my opinion. I think to me, a good game really has little cues to let you know what you can and can't do. You know what I mean? You
yeah,
don't always know what's like prop set piece or an actual route you can actually take. So
exactly.
I would
Yep.
really appreciate, sometimes I could, uh, sometimes it's really intuitive to where you don't even notice it, but some games actually kind of give you certain tools to actually find these things. Um, I think Dying
Yeah,
Light is
especially
a good example with that.
yeah, I'd say especially when you're in these outdoor levels, is it's like not really that linear. You'll just have a whole bunch of snow and a whole bunch of busted down buildings, and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to go towards where the enemies are. That's
Yep.
probably the best bet.
Yeah.
Um, but I think those levels is where I missed most of the loot. Like Dead City is one of the early one on
It's
early
hard to, yeah,
ones.
it's hard to stick around in those places because remember we talked about this earlier, but like there's when we played this before, you remembered in this playthrough, you cannot stick around in above ground because you will run out of filters and you will die. And the thing is like it's hard to get past that level because you would either have to restart the whole level, which I think you'd have to do through chapter select, because if you do
Yeah,
your autosave, it would, you know, I think I got stuck on this part before.
yeah. If you get a bad autosave where you're like already too low on filters to make it through the rest of the level, you're screwed.
Yeah, exactly. So you're just screwed. You're just like an endless death loop. And in order to avoid that, you just got to get from point A to point B with enough filters to get you along. So yeah, it's really risky to kind of just explore on the surface.
Yeah, which definitely I think is intentional.
Right.
The world's still irradiated after the nuclear war. There's mutants everywhere, and you just don't want to stay up there.
No. Yeah,
Um,
and I'm sure there is a lot of loot, like cool stuff up there too. There's some times where I would, leave the beaten path to find some cool stuff, but yeah, I didn't do it too often. And if I did it, I did it fast.
yeah, I think the majority of my going off the linear path on those outside levels got me into more trouble than it was worth. I
Right.
would often run into traps in the old buildings, and I
There's
would
a lot
just
of traps. Why is there so many traps?
yeah, yeah. I would either set off some log. I don't know who the fuck's setting up these logs, or
Yeah.
I'd set off just explosion that was wired to the door, and now I've got Nozalises coming at me, and I have to heal, and yeah, and now my my mask is cracked, and I can't fucking see, and just everything goes to chaos really quick outside.
It does. Yeah. I was pissed, so she kind of stopped doing that. But I hate to ruin her parade, but she'll be fine.
Sorry to kill your vibe, cat, but get out of here.
Yeah. So sorry about that. I had to silence my felines.
Yeah, he has some. I was trying to think of a good pun.
I got a cat burglar. Stole the ornaments off my tree, kicking them around the house. But we're good now.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Let's get right into it. Let's get right into the news. Don't watch Keemstar. No, I'm not. You didn't hear that from me.
Let's not get into that one.
Let's not get into Keemstar.
Whole can of worms. So along with like shutting off the lights and stuff in this game, I think like my close second is the loot system in this game. Yeah, it's got like a Fallout 4 vibe. I know I keep referencing Fallout. God damn it. But even though this came out way before Fallout 4, where you kind of just like you click on something, it's just so easy just to loot in this game. It's just so satisfying. You get that little like pack rustling sound when you loot things.
Yeah.
And you just know when you roll over a body and you click X on them again, you're just gonna get some good stuff. It's always just it's nice because either because you're always like tight on stuff. Like MO feels like it's always tight in this game. On any mode I've played on. So either you're gonna get some more ammo, you're gonna get some more filters or med packs.
And it all just picks it all up right away.
Yeah. Or you're going to get some ammunition that you don't use, and you're like, hell yeah, I can go sell this at the next shop. And
yeah,
no matter what you get, you're always happy with it because you always use pretty much everything.
Yeah. Anything you use is valuable in some shape or another, or every thing you pick up.
Yeah. Speaking of picking things up, this game, I don't know how you feel about it, but I love the inventory in this game. It's very simple.
Yeah,
like the not the gun inventory. That's a whole separate thing. But you hold, is it LB? I believe pulls it up, and then you got two weapon wheel looking things where it's like the D-pad options, and then you got your A, B, X, Y options. So you got like your gas mask, you got your med packs, your flashlight, your charger for the flashlight, your lighter. There's so many tools in this belt, and they all felt like really useful. Like it actually felt like they were like part of your character, and like you actually use all this shit.
You do. Yeah, there's everything. Everything has a use.
Yeah, I think the only thing I didn't really get much use out of was like the night vision goggles.
Wait, you had night vision goggles?
Yeah, you can find them on some maps, and then it's like the B option on the right wheel. But I don't think I ever used them just because I turned up the gamma so high in this game so I could see in the dark.
Oh yeah.
So I never used them. And then I think there's a watch as well where you can like look at your radiation status, and I never used that either.
Oh, you're one of those gamers where you just turn up the gamma. you're not a Chad like me where you have it at its recommended settings and then you have to use a flashlight.
No, man, I'm blind in the dark when it comes to games.
You ain't got time for that, huh?
No, I turned my brightness up, and then you can see everything and the enemies can't. And so it kind of throws me off sometimes. It's like I'm stealthing, and I'm like, I'm right in front of you. How do you not see me? You just got
cat eyes. You just inadvertently gave yourself cat eyes in the game. You want to be canon. Yep. Like that's hilarious.
Drink a potion of night vision.
Yep.
The night vision goggles are kind of hard to see through though. Everything's green, and you got the visor of the goggles around your HUD then, and Yeah,
So
just turn up your gamma.
yeah, just turn up your game. Yeah, I always appreciate using flashlights in a game, so I'll always have it at a recommended settings, and I'll just use flashlights because I enjoy the spookiness. I'm very atmospheric, like that. I don't know
Yeah.
if I
Yeah,
could
don't get me
walk
wrong. I
through.
still,
Yeah, I'm sure you still use the flashlight and blinded
yeah.
yourself.
There's still a lot of dark parts. Like it wasn't like daytime vision when I
Oh,
was
okay.
with my gamma. It was just enough where I could like see where I'm going and I'm not tripping over shit in the dark.
Right. Yeah.
Especially when you're trying to stealth and you're cutting all the lights. You can't use a flashlight because someone's gonna see you.
Yeah.
So just enough to get by. But I still use the flashlight in a lot of the underground sections, especially those railway tunnels. When you know no one's near you and you can light up the world.
Yep.
But I really like that flashlight charger. Like it just like plugs into the flashlight and you like it's a hand crank
Yep.
and you just give it a couple things and then it's
You
charged back
ever
up. You can
you
actually
ever
see the
had those?
lights flash higher.
You ever used had those hand crank flashlights when you were a kid? They were
Yeah, we
like,
always had them in our camping gear.
yeah, like for emergency situations. You just kind of yeah. There's like a little crank, and you can just crank it, and then you have light. I don't even remember for how long. I don't think it was that long. Actually, it was pretty long, wasn't it? Um, but yeah, it's like a version of that, but except you just squeeze it.
Yeah, yep. And it's got a little meter on it, fills it up, and yeah, it's really neat. And then you have a clipboard in the game too. It's like your objectives clipboard. I don't
Yeah.
think I ever really used it.
I used it
Um,
all the time because I often like I have dementia, so I always forget like what I'm doing in the game. I'm like, okay, what
yeah,
am I doing? Oh, I'm doing this. I always bring that up. I think it's a
I
cool little immersive part of the game to let you do that.
yeah, it's got a little compass on it too. I think I used that maybe once when I was in one of the outside sections, but
Oh
other than that, I
yeah,
don't think I looked at it too much.
you actually use that to navigate.
Yeah, it's supposed to point you towards the end of the level.
Is that what that
Um,
is? Oh, I thought it
yeah.
just pointed north. I'm like, okay, if this is north, where do I go?
No,
I
it's
can't
supposed
read
to
this
guide you a
compass.
little bit.
Why is North always changing?
It's all the
uh,
nukes. They just messed everything up with the polarity and everything.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The game, like I said, they bounce back and forth between linearity and then having these kind of open sections where they're just kind of like go wild and explore some of the outdoors a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, but I like it. I think it all blends really well. Um,
See, you've
game
played
isn't completely
Last Light,
smooth, but
right?
yeah, yeah.
So does it get more open with that game rather than 2033?
I'd say so. Yeah,
Yeah. It
I'd
opens
say
up
there's
quite a
more
bit.
open areas, more open areas in Last Light, from what I remember.
Yeah. From what I've
And
heard
from
in
my
Exodus, there's like it's like a ton more open in that game. So maybe they're just like, it gets more and more open with each game.
yeah, I was gonna say I haven't played too far into to Exodus, but from what I have played of it, it is very open world compared to the past two. Like,
That's really cool.
you got like a boat and stuff, and they're just kind
Oh
of
wow.
like go find some objectives. So
That's cool. I feel like I would enjoy that a lot more because I feel like the agency that gets taken away from me from these linear games just doesn't really keep me as interested as other games.
I I like the good balance in Metro. I feel like it keeps me on track enough where I'm progressing through the story and not just getting lost in the world, but
True, but
also scratches that exploration itch enough.
yeah, you're right. It depends on the level. There's some levels that I just can't stand because it just feels like a walking simulator, and then some levels are actually pretty nice. It actually sparks my curiosity, which is what I like in a game. Something that makes me want to explore and see what this is or what that is.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what you put into this game for time. I mostly did a stealth run throughout most of the game, so I think I took it slower than most.
Yeah,
Um, and I still think it only took me 9-10 hours maybe to complete the game.
yeah,
It's not a very long game, and I think it's cut at the perfect length
right.
for overall time.
Yeah, I think I only had like 7 or 8 hours, only because like after my first few stealth encounters failed horribly, I kind of gave up on stealth for most of it. So the rest of it, I was all shooty shooty.
Yeah, if you're
Um,
running and gunning it, it can go a lot faster.
yeah, you definitely speed run that shit in probably about 5 hours if you were really
Yeah,
that.
yeah, especially if you've played 2033 before on the old gen, or you just know the levels. Like you
Yeah,
can cruise through these fast if you
you
want to.
could.
I was
Yep.
surprised at I listed all the individual levels out when I was taking my notes, and I was surprised at how fast a lot of those levels go. Like there's 27 levels, but it doesn't feel like that. There's so many where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna talk to this guy quick, and the level's over.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's 7 chapters, but I suppose if you want to say like loading screens, I can see it being up to like 27 or whatever.
Yeah, I was breaking them down by the like if you pause and go to the diary where like you can collect the little the notes that you found throughout the game.
Yep.
It shows all the levels there, and that's what I was going by.
Oh, okay.
It's yeah, pretty much each one of the talking loading screens with Artyom narrating a
Okay.
little bit. Um, yeah, some of the things I didn't like about this game as much though was probably the weapon customization system. It sounds like you didn't get too much into it since you kept forgetting to buy your suppressor.
Yeah. No, I didn't really pay attention much. I'm like, oh, that looks deadly. I'll take that. And yeah, I didn't do a whole lot of tinkering with it. Also, because like every time I hit the store, uh, I always wanted to buy ammo and not customization parts. So that was my main thing. Plus, I was always picking up weapons, so that's kind of how I was tinkering around with my specific customization that I wanted is by picking up a weapon.
Okay, I uh, I think once I got my three weapons I liked, like about 5 levels into the game, I don't think I switched
Yep,
weapons throughout the whole game.
that makes sense. Yeah, there's a lot of them that I kind of like. I always kept the AK, like the one that bourbon you got from bourbon. I
Yeah,
kept that
yeah, it's a
AK
good one.
for a really long time
Like the
until
Kalash.
I got the. Well, it wasn't after till I got the the was that pneumatic weapon. I don't know what it's
Oh,
called.
yeah, that pneumatic rifle.
Yeah, that was actually good for stealth. So I kept that on
The
me.
um, the one that shocked people, or just the one that shoots pneumatic bullets?
The one that just shoots pneumatic bullets.
Okay,
I didn't know there
I
was
can't
one that
remember what
shocked
the.
people.
Yeah, it's like a special weapon. Hell breath, I think it was called. Um,
Okay.
it was also a pneumatic weapon, but it like shot out these like shock pellets. That was like those 3 balls
Oh,
ammunition
yep.
one,
Yeah.
and it would just
Okay.
like shock people to death.
Cool.
Um, but one of the cool things about those pneumatic weapons is they're naturally silenced, just because there's no like gunpowder exploding when you fire. So I don't know if you noticed that when you tried to stealth at all, or
I guess I did notice that.
but, but yeah, they're naturally like considered silenced, even though you can hear them pretty clearly when they fire. But yeah, yeah. Along with the really shitty uh, aiming controls for some of the grenades and the gun firing, there was one turret section in the game, and it annoyed the shit out of me. It was just so bad. It was like
Was it on the rail
one,
car?
yeah, it was
Yeah.
one stick was up and down, and one stick was left and right, and I could never like. It was like
It was not
I can't remember if it
intuitive.
was like reversed of like what would normally be happening, or no. There's I don't know. It was not good. Like
Yeah,
I'd be
that's
trying to move it left with one stick quickly, and then trying to move it up and down with the other stick, and it was just I felt like I was like trying to target like a fucking missile on a map or something. And you're trying to do this while you're getting shot at by like 20 people,
it was
and you're
like
trying to do this for multiple soldiers, and it just wasn't working. I died there so much.
it was like trying to control a cruise missile on Call of Duty or something. Like it
Yeah,
just would it was not working. Like it was not intuitive. Like I don't know who designed the control scheme for that. That sucked.
yeah. I am so glad it was just one section in the game because it was bad.
I barely made it through that, but mostly I was just like spraying. I was mostly using the left and right rather than the up and down. I would get to the level to where um you know most people would be, and then I'd just go
Yep,
left and right and just spray until I hit
spray.
somebody.
Yeah, yeah. I had so much troubles with it, and this game it ran pretty well. Like I didn't notice any like stuttering issues or anything. I played on Xbox One, or sorry, Xbox Series X. Um,
Was it the
but
enhanced edition? Or is there
no,
enhanced is there an enhanced version for this?
no, I think it was just standard
Okay.
for this one. But the game crashed a lot. I don't know if you had that experience at all, but I think I had like
No.
10, 11 crashes throughout the game.
Oh my god.
Um, like it was a lot. It wasn't like every level, but there was like certain levels where it would like crash one or two times, and it was just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I
Um,
had it every once in a while, but not enough to, complain about it. Probably, I'd say it probably happened like twice.
yeah, I'd say the majority wasn't when I was playing through the game normally. I went back to mop up some achievements and stuff, and that's when the majority of them happened. It was like when I was getting in those big firefights and I wasn't doing stealth.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. Maybe the game just couldn't
too
handle the
much.
speed.
Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah,
handle all the bullets, all the projectiles.
yeah. But those are some of the big things I had issues with. I didn't ever really lose any saves or anything from the crashing. It usually saves enough in the game where you don't have to worry about it.
Okay, well that's good. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, as I said, it only happened twice for me. So like, from what I remember, I don't think it really was an issue for me. So
Yeah, I just double checked. This game is not enhanced, so it's just the remaster.
yeah, I wouldn't imagine it would be. Something like Exodus was probably enhanced, but
Yep,
yeah,
yep, it
this
is.
game's probably too old for it.
Yeah, Exodus came out pretty shortly after the launch of the new consoles, I think. So,
It did, yeah.
or
It's
of
the same year
Xbox One
actually.
X. Yeah, but yeah. You want to jump right into the start now?
Let's do it.
The prologue. So we start off at the end of the story, as a lot of games and movies and books love to do. It doesn't really
Doesn't
work
explain
well
a whole
in
lot.
this
Like
game.
you don't you don't really understand what's going on.
Yeah, it's just chaos, and you understand later when you come back, but also when you come back later, you just like, well, I could have just just had a normal start or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
It
could
didn't
have
feel
done
like
without this.
it didn't need to start at the end. It felt
It
unnecessary,
didn't.
but
No, I think it would have been way cooler if you started out how you actually started out. It'd have been a lot less confusing. Waking up um, at exhibition with your
yep.
stepdad telling you to go out wherever they went to.
Yeah, yeah. So we start in the prologue with or like climbing a ladder, or getting out into the surface world, and they're giving you like some little minor tutorials. They're just like, "Hey, put on your gas mask," and they don't really tell you how,
Yeah,
which I don't mind. It's easy to figure out, but you'll definitely learn it quick when you start gasping on the surface. You're like, "Shit, what fucking button is it?" Yeah, and they don't remind you too often in the game because a lot of times when you're on the surface, you'll be alone. So it's like when you get into the
yeah,
surface, you just have to know to put on your gas mask.
yeah. I think it does. It doesn't do it automatically.
Nope, nope. It always you start to gasp or something, or you just
Oh
knew when you
yeah,
get on the surface to put it on.
yep.
But
I remember.
same with switching out your filters. You have a reminder set for every 2 minutes on your watch, but other than that, it's your responsibility to set your to switch out your filters on that
Yep.
little wheel. If you don't switch it out when it reminds you, you'll just start slowly suffocating. You could probably make it like another 30 seconds, I think, without switching. But
Yeah. It's like an iconic gasping. Like,
yeah,
okay, all right, calm down, Artyom. We have filters, all right.
it'll always be like in the middle of combat, like I missed the watch dinging. Um,
Oh no, that's the
and I'll just
worst.
start suffocating while the Zalises are coming at me.
Yeah, that
Shit,
is.
shit, shit. Try to
Yeah,
quickly
to
swap
make
a
a
filter.
situation worse.
Yeah, and you're like, you start to get like a little dizzy. Your your screen starts to like fog up, like you're getting lightheaded.
Yeah, or as the edges of the screen start closing in, like tunnel
Yeah.
vision.
Yep. Yeah, like you're
Yeah,
about to pass out. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so
they really. Yeah,
they're great. We're walking down just some creepy hallways with a guy. We don't really know his name or anything about it yet. Sort of the perks of starting off at the end. Uh,
it's a cool little station that they're at. Like everything is so like close knit. You know what I mean? Did you try going in any of the doors, or did you knock on all the doors?
are you
I
talking
swear,
about
like
an exhibition?
yeah, at exhibition,
Yeah, I knocked on all the doors and got
I
yelled at a
knocked in
lot.
all the doors too. All nobody answered, sadly, but yeah,
No, nobody does.
nobody does. Nobody cares.
So after you make your way up to that surface, you run into your first like enemy encounter in the game, the Nozalises. So they call the creatures in this game just mutants, and then there's like breakdowns of different types of mutants. So Nozalises are the main enemy you'll face throughout the game. They're kind of like the little foot soldier mutants. They're like giant mole rats, would you say? Something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah. That's a pretty good description. They're like ugly. They're like wrinkly giant mole rats, giant
Yeah, they're
rats.
just like they're fleshy and like
But
yeah, they're
like
just
they're also
like giant
dog-like too.
dogs. Yeah, they got like
Yeah.
super long tails and
So like I don't know. They're not like they're athletic like a dog, but they're shaped like a their head's shaped like a mouse. It's so weird. I don't know. Like usually in like Fallout, when you see a creature, you're like, oh yeah, that's an irradiated bear, or
yeah,
that is
that is a mole rat.
that is a mole rat. Or, it's like something that's irradiated, but something of this world of some sort. But like the
right,
creatures in
right.
this game, you don't know what the hell they came from. Like
Exactly.
it's like they're not derived from anything. It's almost like they're just completely um, made up on their own.
Yeah, yeah, who knows what all that radiation did to Russia, or maybe it's what's in Russia as of now, who knows?
Right?
I haven't been to Russia. Maybe their dogs just look like that. But
It's Soviet Russia.
but yeah, they're pack hunters. So anytime you fight Nozalis, they're not alone. If you make
They're
noise when
never
you're killing
alone.
one of them, the rest of the pack is coming. Which is kind of their main strength when you're fighting them.
Yeah, especially with
So
how fast they are.
Yeah.
They're always like jumping off of walls and like jumping on the ceiling, crawling on the ceiling and stuff. Like it's actually nuts. Like they're a lot more creepy than in when you see them than actually how I can actually describe them.
Yeah, they're super athletic, and they seem to always get to jump on you somehow. Like you'll be
Yeah,
distracted by like a couple in front of you, and you didn't even
they're
notice that one jumped behind you, and all of a sudden one's pouncing on you, and you
yeah.
got to snap
It's like
to death.
they know that they know that they're getting shot at. They will dodge every bullet you shoot at them. Like yeah, I swear to God, it's like doing some breaking my ankles, trying to juke me out. Like man,
Right, you'll go through a lot of enemy or a lot of ammos trying to
yeah,
take down these
exactly.
enemies.
That's why I like the shotgun with them so much. Is like give me a wider area,
Yep,
for hitting them.
just push up close and barrel stuff them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we're kind of fighting in like this weird train station courtyard. Then we push outside, and that's where we see the tower, which we'll come back to later in the game. Um, so everything starts to really just ramp up from here. Like it gave us a little bit of tutorials to get into the rhythm, a little bit of a combat thing, and all of a
Yeah,
sudden it's dark. Uh, there's a big creature, and was it a demon that flew
the
down?
demon.
And then,
That's what they call the demons, and also another
yeah,
thing that's derived from nothing. It's just like creepy as hell.
yeah, they're just like a bat times 100. Like they're
Yeah,
massive flying creatures, and
they're
they don't
gigantic.
attack you. They just
No,
pick you up and throw you.
yeah, which is
They're so
more
annoying,
humiliating than just killing me. Like it's just like,
right?
okay, all right, let me down. You lose like half your health, and they do it again, and you have to sit through this whole sequence till they just
Yeah,
throw
this
you and
whole
kill you again.
animation. They're definitely a support role because
Yeah,
like they'll throw you into water if you're
yeah,
outside, or they'll
yeah,
throw you like into a pack of Nasalises, and they help other creatures.
yeah. There's a support role for sure.
Yeah. So this big armored truck just rolls in, fucking smashes the demon, and we don't know what's going on at this point. We're just starting to get into the game. And there's Nasalises everywhere. Like they're like almost like hyenas, just like circling
Yeah,
us.
and
And
they
we're
start
just
howling and stuff.
yeah, we're all just like gathering around the truck. There's like 5 or 6 of us or something. Um, and I both in the prologue and in the present day when we get there, shot too early and got the horde to like come at me too early.
Oh, yeah,
Like he kept saying, hold your fire," and I was like, "This, they're getting too close," and I got too antsy. And I shot one of them, and they all just they start rushing you and attacking from all sides, and it
yeah.
starts to get pretty crazy.
I'm pretty sure you would have got the same outcome anyways, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think they do attack you eventually. I would have liked to see what happened if I had held my fire, if like
Yeah,
it was an easier battle, but it doesn't
I don't
matter
know.
because this is one of those. Sorry.
Yeah, no, like what you're saying, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, this is like kind of like in like what we had in Hellblade in the start. It's one of those intro scenes where you're not meant to win.
Yep.
Um, you keep killing the Salises as they're surrounding us. People are getting picked off. Demons start to swoop in, and they flip over the whole armored truck and kill a couple guys. You see one get like taken off into the sky, and then we get knocked down by a demon, and we think we're dead, and it just cuts to black.
Yep. And then you wake up. It was all a dream.
8 days prior.
8 days prior. All this took a course over 8 days.
Yeah, barely a week. It seems like we're just moving so fast. But
Wow.
yeah, it's a quick game, like or like a quick in game time as well. It just moves really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
so we wake
lot
up
to
in
be
our
doing in a week.
we wake up in our bed and if you didn't pay attention to the to Artyom's like narration and you just like skipped it, you probably wouldn't even realize what's going on when they tell you it's
Yeah.
8 days prior. But we're back at home, which is where we grew up in exhibition with our stepfather. Um, I don't want to ruin his name. I was going to say Alexei. I'm like, no, maybe that's just a generic Russian
Alexei.
name. I don't want to. But it is actually Alex is his name, so I wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, because our mother died young on. We never know what happened to her dad, but we always get like flashbacks of our mom. Um, I can't remember how she died, but um, I know she at least met our stepfather before she died. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, he's
Uh,
been taking care of us here in
we've
exhibition.
been Batman. Um, but we got an Alfred, so we're all good.
Yeah, and it's
None.
weird. I sorry,
No, go ahead.
I was like, it's been so many years, so I completely forgot about the whole stepfather story arc. I was like, oh, this guy's gonna be a fucking dick. That's
Right?
just how usually stepfathers are portrayed. But he was like super nice. He's like, yeah, I mean, like I don't want you to leave exhibition, but like I'm supportive of you, and I hope you're safe,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
See, I know what you got to do. Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
because we go meet Hunter at the gate. They make it seem like we were like good friends, or that Hunter is a lot older than us and like knew us when we were a child. That's just like the kind of what the vibe I got from their relationship for the few
yeah.
lines that we spoke.
And then
Um,
Hunter went off to become a ranger, which is like the well-respected people in
yeah,
this game.
yep,
They're like
they're
the frontliners.
yep somewhere in the middle of the morality system because you have the Nazis in this game, like still the remnants from the World War II. Um, you have the communists because we're in Russia. You have all the metro people that just want to fucking live in peace, and you have the Rangers that are trying to like establish some sort of order to the metro. But no one's really good. I don't know. There's a lot of gray all over. It's but for the most part, like the Rangers do seem like the moral good choice in the game.
Yeah, I mean, the way they're portrayed in the story. It really seems like they're really well respected. So
Yeah,
they're obviously the people that everybody wants to be, like they're the heroes or whatever. Because I mean, well, we talk about Hunter. He's a classic hero archetype by what he does, which is I have comments on.
yeah. He's a silent tough guy type. He just we go to the front gate to go greet him and stuff. The gate opens up. He just tosses his duffel inside. He's like, "Here, Artyom, I found a postcard for you. I know you like them, like putting them on your walls." It's a cool
Oh
thing.
yeah,
There's a lot of small things like this in the game where you don't even have to take it from him. You could just completely ignore him,
did
but he like holds it
you?
out for you. My first playthrough, yes, because I didn't realize he was holding something out for me. I was looking around the room, and
Oh,
then by the time I realized, we start getting attacked. So
oh, okay. So you ended up not getting it.
not my first playthrough, but I got it this time.
Okay, all right.
But there's no effect. I don't think this one is even a morality thing. I don't remember a
No.
blue screen or anything, but it's just a cool thing. Like it's a little bonding thing
Yeah.
between Hunter and Artyom. Hunter's telling us all about the Dark Ones. He's like sitting by the fire and telling us how bad things are getting. And our stepfather's there with us. They're like, yeah, we keep getting attacked by Nazal's and stuff. We think the Dark Ones are sending them. They're these.
The
How do you
Dark
describe it?
Ones,
Like they're
the
like an
Frogmen.
alien, but I thought that they were aliens personally. But some people in the game describe them as mutants. Like maybe that they're
They,
just another thing from the war.
I thought they were aliens also. but I mean they look like frog people, so like I call them frog people. But yeah, they're definitely alien like. It gives me vibes
Yeah,
like Close Encounters with the Fourth Kind or something.
yeah, they're like big, slender. They're just like pure black, and except for like their eyes, I think,
Yeah,
which are white or something. And
and they have influence on your mind. Like that's just nuts.
yeah,
That's crazy, you know?
which is why I don't think they're mutants. I think they're aliens of some sort.
That would make the most sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but people in the game talk about them like being mutants, like the head of the. They talk about them like they're the head of the food chain in the mutant world, and that's why they have control over mutants and are able to send them at people. But
Oh, uh,
from my perspective, I think that maybe they just influence them because they're aliens and they have that power.
yeah.
We never really know why they kept sending things to attack Exhibition.
We don't we don't ever know. All we know is that we got to stop them.
Yeah, and our chat with Hunter and Alex is kind of cut short by one of these attacks. There's a couple of vents in the room, and all of a sudden these Nasalises just start pouring through, um, and we get to just start killing them and having fun.
Promptly missing a lot because the gun was crap. But you eventually
Yeah,
take them out.
yeah. At least it's a one shot kill in this
Yeah,
first section, I think. So
yeah. Thank God, because oh my God,
yeah,
it
and
was very frustrating.
after we dispatch these guys, we're taking a little bit of a breather, and all of a sudden a soldier runs in and stuff, and he's like, "Hey, our other guard post on the other side of the base is being attacked right now." And we're like, "Fuck!" And there's this kind of
No, it,
cheesy cutscene of us like running with like Hunter and stuff to the other end.
yeah. And then we found out that everybody was everybody already died.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody's dead, and there's like one guy I noticed in the corner that he's like freaking out, and like, oh, Dark One's definitely.
Yep.
He like he was like muttering to himself and like just freaking out like he was going crazy, and so we know that the Dark Ones are definitely like behind it. So Hunter's like, okay, here's my dog tags. I'm gonna go do something. I don't really know where he went. He could have came with
I
us
don't
on our
know. He's like, I'm gonna hold them off. He's like, I'm gonna hold them off. Here's my dog tags. Go to Polis to find Miller. If I don't come
Yep.
back, which I probably won't, because this is one of those moments that
You
everybody
never
knows
fucking
that
see
you're
him
not. I'm
again.
not coming back. I
You
I
never
thought that
see him
was
again.
so ridiculous how he's just like, all right, I'm gonna go take this, and I'm like, what? Whoa, whoa, whoa! You don't need to do this, man. Like, we need to figure something out. Where are you going? Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
We
like,
don't know where he goes. I think he might come back in the second game. I can't recall. But
Hunter is such a Chad, bro. Like, he did not give a fuck. He's just like, yeah, I'm probably gonna die out there, but I need you to
yep.
go tell Miller that what happened here. It's like,
Yeah.
oh
Basically,
fuck,
I mean, we've been living down here for a couple decades now, I think, and or at least like 15 years, judging by Artyom's age.
yeah.
Um, so I feel like they know about the Dark Ones, like they know they're a threat. But he's like, "Here, my dog tags will prove that you're here to help. So go to Polis Station and tell them about the Dark Ones and how bad it's getting."
Yeah, and then
Because we're not a ranger ourselves, we're just
no,
a dweller. So
no, but we become a ranger. Well, yeah, that's later though.
I don't think we do in this game.
I don't know. I got an achievement uh, for becoming a ranger, so I'm assuming that
Oh,
they either impromptly or impromptu indoctrinated us into it, or I don't know if that achievement was just for beating the game or something. I don't remember. After that whole thing exhibition, we go to bed and wake up the next day. We're about to start heading to Polis, and we have to ride with a caravan up to Riga, a station that's in alliance with Exhibition.
Yes, yes. I yeah, I know what ending you got. I was just quickly looking at the achievement list here, and there's one called "If
Oh,
it's
that's for the
hostile,
ending
you
I
kill
got.
it." Yeah, and the description is "Become a true ranger." It's for the bad ending.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll
So,
get there.
yep. Yeah, so we pretty much go back inside to exhibition and go back to sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know how we can sleep after something like that, but then we wake up to oh,
Hey,
what's his name?
hey,
It's
people die every day. All right,
yeah,
just sleep it off, man.
we wake up to our buddy being like, "Hey, it's time to go." I don't know if we know this guy's name. I don't think he survives long. But he's just like, "Hey, time to go, come on, Nico." So we
Let's
just make our way
go.
through the station again, and this is where we get to go get that bastard gun. That's where we go to the armory, and they're like,
Yeah.
here's your provisions of military grade ammo, and here's some health packs, and here's a gun. Good luck. It's shit. Like he straight up tells you it's shit.
Yeah. He
The revolver from earlier, and you get that little bastard gun, and that's it.
yeah, he said that you could test it out at the range, but I wasn't gonna do that. Ammo's precious,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I didn't know if I would get unlimited ammo if I did that, so I didn't waste my money
Yeah.
there.
I
Or
didn't want to
money
do
slash
that.
ammo. Yeah, and then we start to head out again. And this is where you can like there's a lot of side dialogue in this game. It was kind of the first time where you realize that. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of conversations going on that you can just sit and listen to for like a couple minutes. Like people are
Really?
just having conversations and they'll just keep talking and some of them are pretty interesting.
I guess I never really paid attention to him. I was kind of like focused on the task at hand.
Yeah, whenever you're at any of the stations, there's kind of just people standing around. It seems like they're always just talking about something random.
Hmm?
And that's sometimes where you can get those extra morality points, but it varies because some conversations do, some don't. I don't really know what the reason is or like how it factors into your morality, but yeah, you get an optional thing again as well. Like a lot of this game doesn't force you to do certain things, but you can go into your stepfather's office and go say goodbye to him. There's a pretty sweet conversation between them about him saying goodbye and stuff, and maybe
Oh,
that's why I
okay.
thought he was a dick before, because you can miss it. Like you can just leave the station without talking to him.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah. That was okay. I didn't know that was like optional. I thought you had to go talk to him because yeah, I don't know. I was on my way out to it just seemed intuitive to go talk to him because I've seen him
yeah,
there
I
before.
mean, you walk right past his office, so why not? But yeah,
Yeah.
I like when I went back through it again. You can literally just go straight to the cart. You don't have to
Oh.
talk to him.
That
So
would have
his
been sad.
father's, yeah, right. Like he's just like, oh, okay, bye, Artyom.
Damn. Yeah, that
Yeah.
would crush my heart. That would hurt my feelings. It's like,
So we
oh
get off.
no.
We get off onto this push cart. They have a lot of different mine carts in this game,
Mm-hmm.
but this one's like one of those like hand push carts that you see in like Looney Tunes or something. Uh, and
Yep.
so there's four of us on there, including us. And we just start heading down,
The
and we
caravan, they're carrying supplies to bring to Riga, and you're
oh,
just tagging along.
okay. I didn't listen to that part. I thought they were
Yeah.
just also just wanting to leave.
No. Well, maybe they were, but no. It's a caravan, so they're
Okay,
they're on a supply run.
that makes more sense.
Yeah,
Okay, it wasn't
and
just a
then
special trip for us.
yeah, you're headed up that way, and they're going that way, so you just tag along. RTM does.
Yep. Yeah, so we get into the next level there, labeled Chase, fitting enough for what's about to come. You start to get a little creepier and creepier
There's
as
like
you go
a
down the tunnel.
there's like a green mist that pops up.
Yeah, and that's how you can usually tell that like the Dark One's presence is there. Like, and then everyone on the cart, um, like we start to see shadows in the dark. That's
Yep.
another thing. They influence your mind, and everyone passes out in the cart.
Everybody passes
Um,
out.
so I assume that was them just fucking with our minds a little bit, because we start having like a vision, uh, and I think they explain it more in the second game in Last Light. I can't recall for sure like what exactly the connection is between Artyom and the Dark Ones, but like it seems like very early on in the game there's a connection there.
Okay.
Like because we keep having visions throughout the game of the Dark
Yeah.
Ones, and they keep
Yep.
trying to talk to us. Um,
They want
yeah,
us alive. They want to keep us alive.
yep, yeah. Maybe that's why they
So
sent
maybe that's the weird thing.
Zalisis in the
I
first
thought that was
place.
weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, maybe they sent them to get us out of the station to like get us on our journey.
Yeah, maybe.
Who knows? But yeah, like we're in this vision with the Dark One, and it's like reaching out to touch us, and then someone else like just shoots it to death. It's a weird little abrupt dream sequence, and we wake back up on the cart. We wake up the guy that was sitting right next to us, but the other two are just in really deep sleep, I guess, because I don't know. It didn't even seem like we tried to wake them up.
No.
Um, but we don't have time to worry about it. He gives us his shotgun, and he starts pumping the cart because we were kind of just like coasting a little bit.
Yeah.
Nazalises start coming down the tunnel, and so he's trying to pump faster and faster. And we're trying to
And we're
shoot him off the cart as he's
shooting the
jumping.
mutants. He's pumping. The other two wake up. They're in panic. Everybody's panicking.
Yeah, as soon as one of like I think it was the third guy, as soon as he wakes up, he gets grabbed out by Nozalis and he gets
Yep.
drug off the cart, and we never see him again.
Yeah. And then like you're shooting them, and then shit gets kind of out of control, and then our team falls off the cart.
Yep,
Um,
yep.
and
Yeah, and
then
like rolls over to the side. And
yeah,
the
and
horse.
then they run past him, didn't even notice, and so like at first I'm like, then you crawl out, and then at first I'm like, I got to run the opposite direction. I don't want to go that way.
I'm going back to my dad.
Yeah, it wouldn't let me go, so I'm like, all right. So you had to run
Towards where the
towards
cart
the
was going.
light where the cart was going,
Yeah,
because they had a turret set up there, and they're shooting up a bunch of
yeah. It was only like 100 more feet to get to get
yeah,
to there.
it was pretty close, but I wasn't even looking in that direction. I got out of there. I'm like, okay, go that way, and
Looking her back home. Fuck those guys.
yeah, but I didn't go. I didn't make it that far.
I
But
I actually sat in that little alcove for a little while because it doesn't force you out. I
right,
was like, okay, do I just sit
is it
here
safe?
until like something happens? Yeah.
Yeah, is it safe?
And eventually, I pushed a stick in it. He got out, and yeah,
Yeah,
you run to the end of the tunnel, and they already killed all the Nasalises. So you
yeah,
just they're like, quick before we start the flamethrower because there's going to be more behind you, and you jump over the
yep,
barrier, and that's it for that level.
yeah. Then you made it to Riga.
Yep.
And then once you're there, you have you know, sit with the rest of the caravan, or the remaining of the caravan, which is like two
Yeah.
guys.
The 3 out of 4 that made it.
Oh, three? I thought it was two.
No, there was 3 of us. The guy that was pumping the cart, and then only one of the sleeping guys died.
Oh
You
yeah.
you
So
have
there
two
was
people.
three of them, but it was one of them died, so there would
Yep.
be two of them. That's what
Yeah,
I meant, I guess.
only one got pulled off.
So yeah, you and two other guys were sitting and having a drink, having
Yeah,
a drink,
survived.
and then they're like, "To Artyom, to
He's
Artyom,
a good shooter. Yeah,
to
yeah. They
Artyom."
toast they toast him a couple times, and the whole bar gets in on it, and they start
I
toasting him.
know.
I'm like,
Yeah,
is this not like a standard thing for you guys?
yeah. Like what the hell? It's like we barely survived that shit. What? Like what did I
This
have to
is
do
one
with that?
station out of like 4 that we have to go to.
Yeah. It's like that was so funny. Yeah, you're a great shooter. To Artyom. Then
Yes.
they drink, and then there's like talk a little bit more about him. To Artyom. It's like I
He's
was
like, this
laughing
guy
after the
isn't
second
even
time.
affected by the vodka. Like, this guy can put it away.
Yeah, to Artyom. I
Yeah, you
laughed at the
like
second
three
time, and then the
shots.
third time I died because, like, why are we toasting so much?
They just need an
uh,
excuse to drink, man.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
To
it's
Artyom.
great. And then your buddy that's on your left there on the table is like, here for payment of like helping us get here. He slides you some bullets, and no matter how
Yep.
many bullets there are, it always just looks like a thing of three. But
Yep.
you stand up and you can pick it up. I didn't realize this was a morality point too. You actually get a good point if you reject it and just don't
What?
take it. But yeah, I took the ammo because I didn't realize.
Why would you not
Um,
take it?
yeah, I was like, this is my payment. I'm like,
Yeah, I deserve
yeah.
this, man.
But you pick it up and it's 75 bullets, which you get the
70.
feeling is a lot down here.
Yeah, that's your first amount, too.
Yeah,
It,
it's like this is just a
it,
little trader from one little station.
yeah, you can't just not pass that up. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, but as soon as we leave this bar now, um, we get to our first like morality checkpoint type of thing. It's this little kid. He's like, "Hey, someone wants to see you. If
Dude,
you give me a bullet, I'll show you where he is." You can just
this
walk past the kid, and he just like, "All right, find him on your own,
dude,
asshole."
this kid sounded like a grown ass man, all right?
Right?
It's like they didn't even try to get a child voice actor for this.
They actually are child voice actors.
Nah, dude,
They
that's a grown
are.
ass man.
I was looking through the credits. I was like, "Oh, it's actually a child. That doesn't sound like a child."
Oh my god.
It's so out of
I
place.
heard of them like, okay, y'all didn't even try to get a child in here.
Yeah, it's like it's
Oh
as bad as
man.
like Fallout kid voice acting. It's bad.
Yeah, it's so
Maybe a little
bad.
worse.
I was oh my god. The jumpiness of his voice, it just like annoyed me. Like you just come on, like can you just talk normally? Nobody in this post-apocalyptic world is so like that. Nah. uh I just don't like it how like there's a serious tone with the world, but like the people in it don't really reflect that much. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. Even when you listen to these conversations, it's mostly about people like talk about drinking or fucking or just enjoying life. I guess
Yeah. I
you
mean,
don't
how many
hear
years has
too
it
many
been? It's been what, 14 years
like
since the bombing?
14, 15. Yeah, depending what our
Yeah.
team was.
I don't know if you'd be completely over it though at even 14, 15 years, you know?
No, that's like you just be in like your like yeah, you wouldn't even be that much older. Like 15 years is a lot, but like if you were
Yeah,
like already like 30 or something, like that's a big change for you still.
it is.
Like in 15 years,
Yeah.
you're still getting used to that.
You lived half your life before the war, and now
Yeah.
you have to live your last half in this. Like, no, that's
Yes.
huge.
Especially like Alex, Artyom's stepfather, like he looked like he was like 50s, 60s. He had white hair.
Yeah,
Um like so he's lived a long life already before this happened.
yeah, I know. I don't know. I just find it hard to believe that that long and everybody's just already moved on. I guess this is life now. You know?
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, we just got our mushroom vodka. It's just is it just how it is?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we don't really get to hear about any stories from anybody like who they were before the war or something. You know, which would have
No.
been nice if people had like some sort of backstory like before the war. I used to be a postman or something, you know? Like
Yeah.
I find that interesting, you know? Like just like in a place like this, like something so normal would be actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, you almost get the feeling that like the war mentality just never went out of these people. Like they've just been in a constant World War II for the last 2 decades,
Yeah.
and they just seem like just constantly like just putting up with the day to day shit, like never really complaining or something. And
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like if they're always on alert, if there's so many threats out there, they don't really have time to be nostalgic or um reminiscent that much, you know? It's like they got to figure out what's going on now and figure out how to survive.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, we head down. I of course paid the little guy. I reverted to save because I wanted to see what happens if you walk past him.
Yeah,
But yeah, he gets pretty upset. It does not sound like a kid when he gets upset at you.
it does not.
Yeah, I was like, so I pay the little shit, and he takes us to Bourbon. Um,
Yeah,
but
bourbon.
yeah, Bourbon's awesome. He's like our
Yeah.
first companion of the game. We meet quite a few people throughout the game, but he's like, "Hey, I'm going to." Was he going to Polis as well? He
No,
was kind of.
he was going to dry station.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was following kind of the same path as us, though. Like Polis is on the way, or is past Dry Station. So
Yeah. So yeah, he offers us a way out, continuing our journey, and we accept. On your way over to Bourbon, did you find the prostitute?
yeah, I did. Did you pay her
Did
though,
you
or
fall for it?
no? No,
Huh?
what happens there? I
Oh, you
ignored her.
didn't? Okay, so I accepted it, thinking it was gonna be, something cool. Like I played Cyberpunk. I know how this goes. But not
Did
like
she
she leads
thought?
you to the room. She leads you to a room, and uh, and then the lights fucking turn on. There's this big dude in there, and I can't remember what he said,
It's like be
and
quick.
he fucking knocks you out.
Oh,
And then
geez,
you wake up with this homeless guy. I guess homeless guy. They all look homeless.
we're all
I assumed it
hopeless.
was homeless guy from the way he looked, but like this guy, he's like, you should have known not to mess with that lady. And then all my ammo was gone. My military grade ammo. She took all of
Jesus.
it. She just robbed me, and I'm like, there's no way to get it back. So I reverted my save because there's no way I'm just losing 82 military grade ammo or whatever I had. Like I had a lot,
You,
and I'm like, there's no way I'm passing that up just for
you
that
get for being a
mistake.
sinner.
Yeah, that's what I get. Yeah, don't
No,
sin, people. Gets you into
yeah,
bad shit.
since I knew about the morality system, I was like, no, that's probably going to be a bad point. So I completely ignored her.
Yeah,
I figured that you would actually just get like a sex scene or something. So
you
because
just did
in the
it, and
second
then you
game,
gotta no, no. It was way worse than that.
in Last Light, there's actually prostitutes that you can pay for. So
Oh, okay.
and you don't get robbed.
You don't get robbed. That's nice.
But I think they're worth negative points in Last Light, so I typically just avoid
Okay.
them. Yeah, but it's a pretty quick one. Like they're just like, well, you can explore the station if you want, but
Yeah.
Bourbon's there, and he's just like, okay, when you're ready, let me know, and the mission
Not much
ends.
there. Yeah. I went to
Yeah,
explore, and I went to the armor or whatever. Got some ammo. Messed with my guns a little bit. Other than that, there's not really much to do at any of these stations. Other than that, it's kind of like a respite point to gear up, but that's about it.
yeah. And you said there's 7 chapters in the game, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is second chapter, or Riga brings us into the second chapter, but it's so short.
Yeah.
Um, so then we move on to Lost Tunnel, which is one of those missions that was a lot longer, and it was like 2 missions, I think maybe 3 on the old gen version, and they just merged it
Yeah.
all together into one big mission called a Lost Tunnel. So they
Yep.
do that a few times through this game. They just merged a bunch of missions, and it flows really well.
Yeah. I mean, the first part was going through bandit camp. This is your first like stealth
Yeah,
encounter.
this is our first set of
Optional.
enemies.
Yeah, set of enemies. I mean, there's an option where you could go stealth, but there's a point in that where you can't really avoid going
Yeah.
loud. I think it's the
Yeah.
guys sitting around the campfire.
Yep. Yeah, I even wrote, I'm like, I tried this section like 4 times stealthily, and then I just gave up and killed everyone because I just kept getting found over bullshit.
Yeah, it's really tough, especially since
So,
like you have to go in there. You have to go past the. It's almost designed in a way that it's like impossible to go stealth because you have to go through that whole thing at the end of the railway with the campfire. You gotta turn and go into a room, and there's like a ton of like traps and stuff in there. People
yep, like
shooting at you and
cans and
stuff.
stuff.
So
And
like, I doubt there was any intention that you could go stealth in this.
yeah, yeah, I think they definitely want you to kill everyone.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
yeah,
so I blast my way through this one.
yeah, I did too.
Um,
Once I got to the campfire, I just threw a grenade. That took care of most of them.
yep. Yeah, you'll get used to walking through subway tunnels for sure in this game.
Yep.
Um, there's a lot of that. So that's what we do with bourbon. After we kill these guys, we walk through a lot more subway tunnels and bridges underground, and
Yeah, there was a bridge underground. How was like I was like questioning the infrastructure of these
yeah,
places. Like,
I
why
was
would
wondering
you
if it
dig
was like,
that much?
I don't know if you keep up with Musk and his stuff a lot, but he had
Uh,
like a idea for like this super highway to like
yeah,
cut some insane drive time um, by a lot by like taking
right.
this like super tunnel or something. I don't know all the details about it, but I was thinking it was something like that, just like some sort of way to get around traffic by going underground, I guess.
Yeah, but it was so deep, you know?
Yeah, it was like huge. Like there was tons of room above you too, and
Yeah, it's like a huge cavern. I'm like I was wondering what the point of that was. I
yeah,
don't
who
know.
knows? Maybe because it connects to the railway system, so I don't even know. I was going to say like a mine shaft, but
Yeah,
who
and
knows?
it's not like a crossway either. So like I don't know. It's something that we'll have to ask the Russians about.
Yeah, they
Any
have like
Russian listeners care to explain why your metros, or if that's completely fictional? You know, can you
could
debunk
be.
that for us? That'd be great.
As far as I know, Dmitri, the author of the book, is Russian.
Oh yeah, I
So,
mean, yeah. So
but who knows if they actually like completely consulted with him for the game, or if they're just like, "Hey, here's some money. Let's take the rights to your book."
yeah, I mean,
But
it's because I mean it's based off of a book, but I don't
yeah,
know.
who knows? I mean, I've never heard any backlash about the story of Metro, so I'm hoping that they
Yeah,
were pretty
I've
faithful to the adaptation.
Yeah, I mean, one of the reviews that I've seen said that this is probably what like one of the best games that's been adapted from a book. So,
Okay,
I mean, I don't know if he's saying that means he read the book and also played the game and this is what he thinks, or this is just like he knows that it was based off of a book and it's good.
he knows.
He knows.
Yeah, so there's like buses down here and shit that are all like ruined, and they almost look like they were nuked too, which I don't know how that happens underground, but
Right? Why is there
just
buses
like
under there too? Oh
all
no,
the
they're
paint
not
was
buses.
scraped
They're
off, and
train cars.
oh, were they?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were like buses or something. They looked like short, so
No,
maybe it's only
they're
like
train
one car.
cars.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense then. I thought this was
Yeah.
like for passenger vehicles down here.
No.
But yeah, we keep killing more Nazalises as we work across this bridge, and um, eventually we get to the other end of the bridge, knock down a staircase, and we're like, okay, we jump down into a sewer.
Yeah. In the sewer, like pretty soon after you go in, there's like a bunch of bodies everywhere. It's like a graveyard,
Yep.
and
Yeah. You gotta put on your gas mask in there.
it's that green mist that we saw earlier. Uh, Well, it's more potent down here than it is. I think it's radiation because there's a
Yeah,
lot of green like liquid everywhere too.
yeah. I took this one as radiation. I didn't take it as like dark one stuff.
Yeah.
Dark
Well,
one
there's
juice.
also a lot of Dark One's influence in this area too.
Yes, yeah, yeah. There's a bit of both.
Yeah.
Bourbon quickly like runs to the other side of the room. He's like, loot some bodies while I get this gate open. And there's
Yeah.
a lot of loot in this room. It's
A
like
lot. Yeah. It's great.
15 bodies, so you check each one and get a whole bunch of stuff.
I honestly thought that since I was looting so many bodies that I was gonna like hit a boss fight the next room or something. So I'm like, oh shit, this is never good.
Right?
Anytime a game gives you a lot of supplies, you know something bad's gonna happen.
They're just prepping you for the surface.
Yeah, pretty much. Because
You don't.
yeah, what's well as you're doing that, you get all these hallucinations. You start popping up in a hallway, and then you start getting sucked back from the hallway. While you see the hallway, Bourbon's at the end of it trying to open it, and he is he's saying all kinds of obscenities to this gate.
Once
He's
I
like,
get you
"Oh
open,
yes,
I'll give you a nice fresh coat of paint. I'll come
yeah,
back and de-rust you, and you'll be all nice and new, baby.
oh yes, open just for me, my mistress." Yeah, I was fucking laughing. That's so good.
It
I
is
don't know
good.
why. I don't know why Bourbon was trying to seduce this gate, but
But in the midst of all this, like he's fucking seducing the gate at the end of the hall as you're being sucked back into this
yeah.
this big red room where there's a dark one in there.
So Artyom's
Um,
tripping out. He's panicking, and Bourbon is over here trying to fuck the gate, and
yeah,
it's just wild.
yeah, he's getting more than one crank off over there.
He's
Yeah,
really cranking that gate.
this is this was another one of those dark one interactions where I was like, okay, what's the moral thing to do? Um, because as someone who's played all the games, I kind of know like what the dark ones turn out to be. So I was trying to be more nice to them and stuff.
Yeah,
But this is one of the ones where you don't want to go to the dark one because I mean the red gate I suppose should have labeled that.
yeah.
But I was
I
like, okay,
honestly,
well, what if he touches me and you just die?
yeah, I honestly
There's
didn't
a
know that at first because I was like, well, I can't go forward. I must go backwards. So I just turned around and just went
you're
straight
like,
to
hello,
it.
Darkhorn. Big
Yeah.
hug.
Here
That's
I
what those big
come.
arms are for. Big hugging arms.
Yeah.
Yeah, you die. You're not supposed to
No.
do that.
Yeah, no. I
But
died pretty
it's
pretty promptly.
this is very misleading though. This cutscene because in a later cutscene you get good morality points if you approach a dark one in one of your dreams. But I didn't know
Really?
that till I had looked at like some cheat sheets later for morality points after I completed the game. And it's like, oh, then why'd they like
That's
kill me in
weird.
the earlier one if they want me to approach later? Because I'm like, I didn't touch any dark ones for the rest of the game in the cutscenes. I'm like, I'm not touching you.
Yeah, don't
And
touch
they
me.
kill
Ew. It's like disgusted, like, yeah, don't
me.
touch me.
But yeah, Bourbon gets his gate off gets his gate off over
Yep.
there. Um, uh, yeah, and then it's this. I think we come out to another one of these like they're like a big vault door type of thing for like the metros for the stations. And he starts knocking on the big door. He's like,
Oh yeah,
"Hey,
it's
it's
yeah.
Bourbon," because this is Prospect Mira. Is this next station here that we're knocking on?
I
Also
thought it
known
was
as
called the
Mark.
market. Well, people
Yeah,
call it the market.
yeah. They just call it the market, but it's actually called Prospect Mira in the notes
Okay.
when Artyom was writing about it.
Okay.
But yeah, they bring out a machine gun and because there's no Alice's that start to come from the noise, and we mow down a couple waves before they let us in. The people here definitely know Bourbon.
Yeah,
This gets us right into the market mission. Then
they owe him something, or he owes them
he
something,
owes
and
them.
it's pretty clear. Yeah.
Yeah, Bourbon has some debts with some people. Um, Not only here, but you will see that he makes debts with everyone. Uh,
Yep.
so they're like, okay, let's take you to the leader. And this station is owned by Hansa, I believe it's pronounced, or Hansa. It's like another faction. They're not really raiders, but they're not really good guys. They're
Yeah.
just they're just another set of peoples. Um, but yeah, Bourbon does not seem happy to be here
No,
because he's
he's
like,
anxious.
after they let us through, after he talks to the boss and stuff, we get to the market and actually get to buy stuff. And Bourbon's like, yeah, let's leave as soon as possible.
Yeah, it's like a place of hustle and bustle, but literally like not much to interact with. It's you get as
No,
much out of it as any other station.
yeah, just a couple of the same buy stations, your gun station, the ammo exchange, and like a grenade salesman.
Yeah.
Yep, that's pretty
Um.
much it.
Yep. And then
Yeah, I
once
just
we got out of
restocked.
there, once we got out of there, we went to the surface.
Yeah, we head out to the gate of this place because we're like, okay, we're going now. Goodbye,
Oh
debtors.
yeah, and then somebody recognized him, or
Yeah,
yeah, tried to
they
stop him.
yep, but they do let us through. And then as we're leaving, I don't know if you immediately went right up the stairs, but if you walk very slowly, you just start to see someone coming from the back, and they're like, "Wait, don't let them escape!" Uh, and then the door closes. So
Yeah.
obviously, Ruben made more deals and fucked someone else over again.
Yep.
So we book it up to the surface, up the big
Which
escalator.
yeah, it made me wonder. Like, was he ever gonna give us his AK?
Bourbon? I doubt
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
No, I think
Because
he would
like
have fucked us over.
exactly. Yeah. So, I think so. After that, I'm like, I don't think I trust this guy, but I don't think I really can trust anybody right now. So like, he's probably the
But
best I got.
yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, he's killing things with us. So
Yeah. So all right in my book.
yeah. So we get out to the surface, and this is the first mission where we go to the surface, other than that prologue.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's all
yep,
sunny.
yeah. So this is Dead City. You actually get to see burned out Moscow and see all the destroyed buildings and the demons flying overhead, and it's just kind of a crap world out there.
Yeah. Not a good place to live. If yeah.
Yeah, you get the impression that Moscow probably took a direct hit based off all the damage. Um,
It's
and
pretty bad.
probably did because Moscow is a big metropolis. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
the war did a number on this city.
yeah, we get out into one of these like subway station things again, and I really like these um, because we get some cutscenes in the past, and you get to see like stuff when it's not broken, and then like when he has the cutscenes with his mom or the
Yeah.
flashbacks, and like these subway centers look like they're just like loads of fun to be in as someone who doesn't have like public transportation where we're from.
Yeah.
um like these just seem so cool. Like I went to the DC area once, and they have like these subway trains and all that, and it's really cool to see all this kind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, coming from somebody who doesn't use public transportation daily, I could say I don't know if I can say it without without somebody being like, nah. But I feel like, public transportation would be pretty fun. Um,
Nah, they're actually crowded cesspools and they're too expensive, or
yeah, like if you grew up with it, I can understand why you'd hate it. But like, if you grew up in a small town of like
yeah.
a population of 3,000, it would be new and novel. So I think it would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, and like we got like buses and taxis, but I mean, it's so cool to see these like trams and stuff, and I could only
Yeah,
imagine what these centers like looked when they were packed. And I love these. These are really good depictions of the world, and
yeah,
to let you know that Moscow was once a populated city, and now it's kind of a dead city, as the mission's called. So
yeah.
40,000 people used to live here.
Forty
Yeah, it's a
thousand. That's
ghost
it.
town.
What
That's
year
the
did this place take? Or yeah, what year was it?
it's just the Modern Warfare thing from MW2, I think.
Oh, oh yeah, 40,000 people used to live here. Now it's a ghost town. Okay,
Yeah,
I know what. Yeah, okay, I get it now. I'm like Moscow. There's probably a lot more people
no,
there.
probably a couple million in Moscow, I'd assume.
Yeah, at least.
Especially back then. I'm sure now it's probably a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
13 million as of last year.
13 million. Jesus.
Yeah, so it's bigger than New York, I think. I
Oh,
thought New York's only like 8 million or something, but
yeah. I thought Houston was huge, and it's only 2 million.
yeah, holy. Um, yeah, and if you count the metro and urban areas, it's a lot more.
Yeah,
Jeez, holy, yeah. So Moscow's pretty big. Maybe that's why they have those underground tunnels, just because it's so massive.
yeah. There's only way to get around.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'd be just traffic everywhere.
So Bourbon has us search the station before we head out because there's some loot here. This is where I ran into one of my first traps. There's like a little doorway on the other side of the room as soon as you go up the escalators. Um, and I walked right through the door, hit a tripwire, and it brought down one of those logs and knocked me out.
Oh man,
It's like, oh my god. So it teaches me to rush through doors anymore. But
yeah. Those logs, they come out of nowhere. Like sometimes you'll be running from mutants and you'll run into a building and there'll be a fucking trip mine in there or something.
yep.
That's always the worst.
Yeah, at least with the explosives, I feel like I get a second to jump. But yeah, those logs,
Yeah,
they just knock you out so quick.
because it ticks a little bit, but yeah, the logs, yeah,
Yep.
they're definitely the worst.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I don't know who's setting those up, like lifting this big railway tie
I
size log up into the ceiling for us to get
don't
bonked.
know.
But
Yeah, just for what? They gonna take out one mutant,
right, well, even if it's a Nozalis walking through, it's probably going to walk right under it.
right? So it was meant to
Uh,
take out a human.
yeah.
Someone
Yeah.
out here setting up traps everywhere. It's the Riddler.
So there's a
Oh
stash
shit!
upstairs, but I couldn't find the key or anything, so I was just like, okay, and I just left.
Yeah, um, yeah, I couldn't either. I know what you're talking about too. I tried looking for that same stash.
Yep.
Um,
I
yeah.
also
So
kept
what?
trying to figure out the since this is the first time we're on the surface here, like the white mask button. I don't know if
Yeah.
you did that. I think it's LB or something, but I kept pressing RB, I think, and that was a grenade button. So I kept wasting grenades, and I was like, shit, I got blood on my face, and I would throw a grenade by accident. Um, but it's just another cool, like, little bit of like realism, where like something blows up in front of you and gets dirt on your face, or you're getting attacked and you get blood
You
on
have
your
to
face.
wipe it off. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a cool mechanic I've never really seen before.
yeah, I love it.
Or
Um,
um, it starts getting cracked and stuff too. You
yeah,
have to
yeah, as you
replace
get damaged.
your whole gas mask out, at some point if it gets too damaged, because then it'll leak faster. It'll yeah, so you have to replace more filters and then you just get screwed.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. It's a
Well,
good feature.
maybe I don't know if it's a thing, but it sure as hell felt like that. Because like I got to a point where I was probably getting like a minute and a half before I had to.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would make sense to me. Luckily, there's a lot of dead people in Moscow, so there's a
Yeah.
lot of spare masks laying around.
Yeah, you don't really have to really worry about that, but that is something that does happen.
Yeah, yeah. Usually, I've never had a problem. Like, I found a lot of masks as I was going. So yeah, Bourbon's like, okay, you ready? And then we knock down a door and go out into the surface, and a demon immediately swoops overhead.
Mhm. You gotta hide.
Uh,
Yeah, I
yep.
don't
So
know
this
if
is
they're
like a
blind
little
or what,
tutorial
but
for that.
I feel like he clearly saw us.
I don't think they're
There's no
blind.
way.
I just think they're stupid.
Yeah, that there's no way he didn't see us, but maybe he just didn't care. But fuck. Yeah, we were not doing that well of hiding, but yeah, that demon just strolls on past, and then we get to like the river, or like
Yep.
you get to a point where there's like a river and we have to jump across, and yeah,
Yeah. Bourbon
Bourbon
goes
makes the jump,
across. Yep.
but we fucking fail that shit.
Yeah. If you try to make the jump, you'll slip off the car, and the car will fall in, and then you'll have to swim back to the shore, or it
Yeah,
forces you back to the shore.
still on the other side, opposite from
Yeah.
Bourbon.
Uh, so you can completely just ignore them too. You don't even have to try the jump. Something I learned on my replays. Like
Oh,
it's not a scripted thing or anything. And also you can jump before he does, but you just still slip off and fall in.
oh.
So it's just yeah. There's just some cool things.
So how does he get across then if you jump first?
It doesn't knock the car off. You just don't make it. You just slip.
Oh, okay,
They don't have a good reason. It'd be kind of cool
okay,
if they were like, oh no, Bourbon has to go the other way.
yeah, right.
But
Or he's still with you, or you just unlocked a whole nother, you know, butterfly
yeah,
effect.
yep. Yeah, yeah. There's no real difference in outcome there. Either way, you're going to be
No,
falling into the water.
are you
Um,
calling me fat? The car only falls if I try to make the jump. The fuck?
and I don't think there's any water monsters in this one. The next two do. I think the only times I died in water, it was just drowning. What about you?
Never fell in water, so I
Never had the
don't.
problem.
Yeah, I never had that problem.
Yeah, if you fall in once, it's no big deal. You'll just swim back to the shore, or it'll do it for you. But if you, I think you fall in multiple times, or if the demons dunk you, then you'll die. You just get like a weird drowning animation. I don't know why you can't swim back to shore again. But
Right?
in the next games, it makes more sense because if you fall in a second time into the water, then a monster is underwater and grabs you.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So Bourbon the fucker leaves us. He's like, well, hope you find a way around, and he just heads off.
yeah. Good luck. Bye. Yeah.
Basically, we were
So
like, we don't know the city. This is like our first time being out here as an adult. So,
yeah, it's like okay,
uh,
well, let's start figuring shit out.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
actually,
the route through this city is a little ambiguous. It's not like the first part of it, at least, wasn't really intuitive for me because I didn't know. I was expecting to just like walk around outside. I didn't expect to be going through buildings and stuff. So, and then like the first place I went to, it was the wrong way. It just didn't lead anywhere. Well, actually, it did because you had to climb through that building with the steps, right? You had to go through all that. There's some Nazguls, Norgles,
the Zalises.
Nazalises, yeah, all throughout that. You know what I mean,
Yeah,
right?
there's quite a few buildings you have to like go through, and
Yeah. So I mean, the first building you go through, you go up to. I don't exactly remember. You might have to explain this part.
yeah, I didn't note anything specific on the buildings, just because
It's
a lot
all
of them
kind of
here
the
were
same
just
stuff.
yeah, it was pretty repetitious. I do remember some of the first buildings. They do allow for some stealth sections against uh, Nozalises, which is a interesting change because normally they would just come
Yeah,
at you. But
right.
you'll, if you're quick enough, you'll hear one of them sneaking around, and you can quickly hide, and it'll walk past, and then you can like sneak through the building.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
or you can just shoot them, but then you'll have to fight a whole horde of them unless you kill them silently.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a couple Nosalises in the building. Is If you're stealthy enough, you can avoid them. You just keep making your way through the city. I don't think I alerted any of them until I got back to Bourbon later in the mission because I had a lot of throwing knives and stuff. So I think I made it through it, killing all of them silently.
Nice.
But yeah, they you definitely feel like you can't even stealth through this place because you're on that timer.
Yep.
And it feels like it's a lot shorter of a timer than it is. Because like a full brand new filter is only 5 minutes, and most filters you find on people are like 30 seconds to a minute. So,
Yeah.
so you're really just like you're finding stuff on bodies, and you're only like giving yourself like another minute every now and then. So you're really feeling like you're rushing through the mission and trying to
Well,
push.
when we started this level, I'm pretty sure we started out with like 15 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. You started with a full couple filters there.
Yeah, so which is plenty of time to get through the level with you finding more filters and stuff. So
Yeah, yeah. You just don't realize that in the first playthrough, but you definitely have more than enough time.
yeah,
Because as you go back through the underground again in future missions, you'll completely refill your thing, so you don't have to worry about it like carrying over, only having a
yep,
little left to the next outside mission.
yep, yeah. So the filters, as long as you realize that you can't really dilly dally, um, you're fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, my first playthrough, very first playthrough, a long time ago, I dilly dallied a lot because like this world just seemed something I could explore, and I really wanted to explore it. So I just kind of fucked
you
around a
cannot.
lot. You cannot, and that's where I got to the death loop where you'd run out of filters. It would autosave at a part where you run out of filters and die, but you can't get to a place fast enough to find more filters.
Yeah,
So yeah, but other than that, if you don't do that, you're fine. Yeah, it's pretty simple. You get through it. Yeah, so I mean, after going through some buildings, fighting some Nazguls, there's some dark ones that are like that
that's
pop up here and there too.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
You get glimpses of them all throughout the Dead City. You get like shadows.
yeah, they kind of fuck with you. Like,
I think it's from the Dark Ones. It could be just like the fact that the city's haunted.
yeah, that too. I was going through a building and I saw some shining shit where I like looked around the corner and I saw a little frog man run around the corner. And I'm like, I don't want to go in that direction, but I had to go in that direction anyways. But
Yeah. Um, Eventually, I worked my way back out to the river again, but we're on
yep,
like one of the far sides, and there was a demon like feasting on a body, and I didn't realize that the area to go to continue the mission was like up a hill into one of the completely collapsed buildings. I was
I
like, that
didn't
doesn't
either,
look like the
dude.
way to go.
I
So
was
I'm
right
like,
with you.
okay, I got to go forward because there was a staircase in front of the demon. So I brought out my
Yeah.
shambler and I fucking unloaded on that guy. Uh, he did quite a few passes around, and I eventually killed him after using way too much ammo. Just for me to realize that down the stairs was just more loot, and it wasn't the way to
Yep.
go.
It's
And I could have
so
just snuck around
disappointing.
him. Yep. Yeah, you could have just snuck around the guy, but yeah, you don't realize.
Yeah.
Yeah. You even make your way through like you mentioned the little shadows. You get like another flashback while you're going through here when you make your way through that little playground. You just
Yep.
start to see like kids and stuff. Like you almost like go back in time a little bit and it's like black and white.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that part was was pretty cool, but it was um yeah, I don't know what I felt from that. I was like, okay, flashbacks.
Yeah, it made me think more that it's not the dark ones and that the city's just actually haunted. Um, like I don't know if
Oh,
you've seen this one because it's kind of off the beaten path, but I went into this one building. I think it's right before you go to that demon. You find this room. It's got a little TV in it. After disarming some traps to get into there, and you approach the TV, and you get to a flashback, and there's two kids sitting in front of the TV, and they're watching like the war announcements and stuff as the nukes start to go off in the background of the world. And that one was a pretty cool flashback.
oh,
But
yeah, this does sound cool. I mean, I never. I don't know. I guess I wasn't really paying attention to the flashbacks. I was more thinking it was. I don't know if it's haunted, but I was thinking more if it was like with the playground. I would think it was just like a flashback. Like like he's been to
oh,
this playground before, because it
like it
wasn't
was
happening. Didn't
his.
Yeah, like he used to go to this playground all the time.
Okay, yeah,
Uh,
I guess I didn't even think of that. I thought they were just random kids, but they could
I don't know.
definitely be
Maybe
art. Could
it
be
could be.
memories.
I'm not sure, man.
Huh?
Yeah, but it could be memories. It could be haunted. I mean, both are viable options.
Yeah, that could make sense with like the viewing of the TV too.
Yeah,
Um, like maybe it was, and then our mom pulled us out or something, and we went underground. But yeah, we finally connect back up with Bourbon. He's just he's just chilling. Uh,
yeah. He's
he's
about to
standing over
shoot
some.
us. He's like, "Oh, you scared me."
Yeah, he's just looting some bodies and stuff. And
Yeah.
like, hey,
It's like,
bud, how's
"Oh,
it
you
going?
didn't miss us. Apparently, you were about to
No, he
just
just
chill."
he doesn't even really greet us like he was worried. So
Yeah, so that's what also adds to the fact that he's probably just gonna screw us over. He's like, "Yeah, I finally lost him. I don't have to give him my AK anymore."
yeah, yeah. No, he's like, oh, good, you're here. Let's keep going.
Yeah, oh, good you're
Like,
here.
bro.
Did I scare you, bro? Like I almost died several times. Aren't you glad to see me? Fuck you.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, we loot a little bit and then we follow him some more, and he leads us into another courtyard where we start to get attacked by a horde of Zalises.
yeah,
Um, and then demons soon after until
yeah. This
Bourbon
part
knocks
is
down
pretty
the.
tough if you're not careful.
Yeah,
Um,
and the thing is, if you don't realize that Bourbon cleared a path for you to leave,
yeah,
you killed too. I didn't realize he knocked down the fence behind me, and you're supposed to quickly run up to him, and then he boosts you into a like a vent to get to another underground thing.
yeah. It's like a tower or whatever. I don't know what that
Yeah,
was.
but I
Yeah.
didn't realize that right away, and so I got picked up by a demon, and there was like
Oh
two or three
shit.
above, and so he threw me. The Zalises would attack me, and then before I could even get up, another demon would grab me,
Oh
and so
no.
I was in a loop for about three pickups until they killed me.
Oh god, that
I was
sucks.
like, "Oh, Bourbon wants to go. Okay,
Yeah,
I could just
it's
see him
time to go
standing over
now.
there."
Thank God.
But yeah, you run up to Bourbon. He quickly boosts you in, and then he jumps in, and that brings us on to chapter 3.
Yep.
Welcome to chapter 3. This
Chapter
chapter,
3. The what
this
chapter?
chapter is called Khan.
Oh yeah, Khan, yeah.
Yeah, because this whole chapter is more mindfucky. Not really mindfucky, but like you're getting deeper with the deep ones. With Khan, he's
Mhm.
more like he's down with the earth and he's knowledgeable. He's taking us through the world, and yeah. So yeah, we're about to
Yeah.
meet Khan in this upcoming chapter here called Dry.
Yeah, so we got to Dry Station, but there's a bunch of bandits there.
Yeah,
or
it
I
is.
would assume bandits, right?
They're not
Uh,
good guys.
some past associates of Bourbon.
Yeah, so we're crawling through an air duct, which is, I assume, what we crawled into at the last chapter there. Um, and then Bourbon's like, "Here, I'm going to set down my backpack and rifle." He goes out to inspect it. So Bourbon gets captured. So we get his rifle.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened. Obviously, I mean, he owed them money or whatever he owed them,
Yeah, yeah. They
and
of course immediately recognized him. They're like, "Bourbon, come on, our
yeah,
boss has some words with you."
what's up, man? And so he gets taken away. He left his AK there, and you get the AK,
Yeah,
which is by far the best weapon you can get at this point. So it's kind of like a rejoice moment.
yeah. So that gives us two vents to go out of. There's a left and right path, and we get to start. I stealthily made my way through this bandit camp. I thought this one was easier because it had like three sides, sort of. So there was a lot more ways to go about this one.
Yeah, this was a lot easier for stealth. I actually went with the guerrilla tactics with this. They
Yep.
were looking for me, but they couldn't find me, and I was just taking them out one by one.
Yep. Yeah, I was making
But
my way through here and bonking people in the head, especially the guy. I don't know if you alerted them or if you got to hear this audio, but I worked my way up the left side, and one guy was quickly like complaining about some of the stuff he's been eating, and he's like, "I gotta go to the bathroom now." So he leaves his rifle with the other guard, and he quickly runs over to those porta johns, and so I sneak up and bonk him on the back of the head as he's like throwing up and going to the bathroom. He was not
oh
having a good
no!
time.
Oh man!
So I gave him a
Oh,
big bonk on the back of the head, and I'm sure he's going to wake up very upset.
he's gonna wake up covered in shit and piss
Yeah,
and
shit and
just
vomit.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all his friends are going to be all bonked as well,
What
and
happened last night? I don't know. It's a hell of a
yeah, must
party.
be the dark ones.
Must have been the dark ones. Blame it on the dark ones.
So this isn't
Damn
too
it,
long.
dark
This
ones.
section, like I think if you shot your way through this, it's pretty quick. Because
It
there's only
is.
like a couple different rooms until you open up a door at the end, and there's Bourbon being held at gunpoint by their bandit leader. The bandit leader obviously gets distracted as soon as we open the door, and
Yeah.
Bourbon pulls a pistol off the guy's hip and shoots him, but not before he gets a couple shots off, and sadly
Yeah.
ends Bourbon.
So they shot each other. They both died.
Yeah, Bourbon dies quite
Yeah.
unceremoniously, and then Khan drops through the from the ceiling.
Yeah. Hello.
He's like, "Oh,
Um.
poor that guy, but you
Yeah.
can
He
come with
was.
me."
He was the guy. He was the shadow assassin, the shadow sniper that would
Yes,
be taking out enemies as you were going through the bandit camp.
yep, yeah. This is a section where you might have seen some people dropping without you killing them, and it was
Yeah.
Khan. I don't know where he was, but somewhere in the duct, I guess.
He just dropped down from a vent. Like what the fuck? This dude's a ninja.
Yeah, just as soon as Bourbon dies, Khan just drops down and he's just nonchalant. He's
Hello.
like, "Well, you can come with me."
Yeah. Come with me if you want to live. Pretty much his words.
Yeah. So we're like, okay, fine. So we'll follow Khan instead. So I mean, what else are we gonna do? We're just making our way to Polis.
Yeah.
So that
So
ends Dry Station, and now we make our way through Ghosts.
yeah. It's a curse station.
Yes. So this is an interesting chapter. We keep having these like auditory hallucinations, and we're seeing a lot of shadows through here. And Khan keeps like urging us to concentrate and stuff like that, and he's trying to teach us how to like deal with the shadows type of thing. And if you touch any of them, they're like on the sides of the walls. You'll die.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
they just kill you, huh?
yeah,
I was
yeah.
just
There's a
told
couple
to
times
not touch them, and I just
you
didn't.
just listened. You just
Yeah,
obedient.
I just listened. I obeyed, man.
I was actually, I don't know if it was my gamma, but I couldn't see some of them, and I just ran right into
Oh,
their group, and they killed me.
they killed you.
But we eventually make our way through to this point where Khan quickly like grabs us and pulls us aside, and a shadow train like makes its way through the tunnel.
Yeah,
It just like blows through.
that was a little weird.
Yeah, he's like, and this is another reason where I think it's not Dark Ones. Khan specifically says here, he's like, the ghosts are stuck reliving their pasts, and we don't want to join them. So
Oh, yeah. Okay, it could be ghosts. It's
could
just
be.
haunted. I don't doubt there's a few haunted sections of the metro.
Yeah, I mean, there's likely aliens in the game, so I mean, how
Yeah,
much weirder can it get?
aliens. I mean, ghosts, aliens. They're all real in this world.
Yeah, and we kind of just work our way through a lot of tunnels. I don't think there's really any combat in this mission, at least up to this point. And then we meet the anomaly for the first time. So it's like I don't even know what you call it. It's like a big ball of electricity, and it's like
Oh
working
yeah,
its way through the tunnel. Like it's like zapping, and there's lightning coming off of it, and
yeah.
uh,
That was weird.
yeah, I don't know what to think of that. It moves on after a little while. We just hide, and it goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we
It
eventually reach like a train car, and then that's when the Zalses start to pour in, and we have to go through a few waves of them. Um, then we actually get to see why we should hide from the anomaly. It starts to come down the tunnel, and as the
oh yeah,
Nozalses are like, running from it, it like fucking pops them
takes them
as it
all out.
electrocutes them. Yeah, it just like turns them straight into jelly.
Yep.
So yeah, we're like, okay, we hop on our little rail car that was at the end of the tunnel, and we just get out.
Yeah, I'm just like I was just like, okay. I mean, we got mutants, ghosts, balls
Yeah,
of light that
anomalies.
destroys things that
Yeah, it
is
almost seems
somewhat
sentient.
sentient, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh yeah, I was okay. I didn't know what the like there was nothing. Did we ever hear about that anomaly again?
not that I'm aware of. I don't know if it's just one of those ideas that didn't go anywhere.
It's
It's just
just
a thing.
like
It's there.
what are you telling me about? I don't get it.
Yeah, like is there someone like their soul is trapped in electricity or something? Or I don't know.
Maybe it pops up in a later game, but I got nothing from that whole anomaly thing.
Yeah, this whole mission is just a whole way for Khan to tell us more about the cursed world and everything else
Yeah,
that goes on that we don't even know about. And
yeah, it was a little bit of a break from all the combat and stuff.
yeah, it's kind of just a walk and talk till the end there.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, we get on that little train car at the end. There's always a convenient train car somewhere
yeah,
for us.
right.
Um, and we take this to Cursed Station, um, which they're named at for a reason.
Yep.
Uh,
So Curse Station is under attack
yeah,
currently by the creatures. What are they called? I'm
the
just gonna call them the
Nozalises.
creatures. Nazalises. I'm just gonna call them the creatures. They're being attacked by the
Nazguls.
creatures, and you have to stop them by
Shooting really hard.
shooting them, but they shooting really hard. You have to blow up the airlocks that they're coming from, and
Yes, yes.
this tripped me up for a minute because I couldn't find. He told me like what to do and stuff, and then like 2 seconds later, I'm like, wait, what do I do? Where do I go?
I
And
did the
then
same
so
thing. I was like, "What? What did you just tell me?"
it
I
wasn't
like.
in
I
your
know I have to
objectives.
close something, but like,
Yeah,
what?
your objectives was really vague. It just said you know, uh, find a way to stop the airlock. Or
Yep.
yeah, so I'm like,
Just
okay.
stop
So
them
I
coming
just
in.
wandered around until all of a sudden it cut me into this me grabbing this bomb. I'm like, okay, I'm supposed to do something with this, you know.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
you
thank
like
God for that, because like I would have not known.
yeah, there's two different things. There's like the bomb that's like way on that left tunnel. That one took me a while. I'm like, oh my god, I wasn't even like gonna go down here.
Yeah,
But I was like out of other things to look at. So you blow up that one area, and you come back, and you have to like go up some stairs, and then you have to shut one of the big doors.
yeah. Well, you didn't shut any doors. You blew up one of the metro railways, and then
Yeah,
you
on the
went
left side there.
upstairs. There's a like a metro thing, and it goes down into like a pit of like fire or whatever. Then you have to like activate a bomb that's already strapped to one of the poles up there, and that's all you got to do.
Oh, okay. I was thinking we like shut a gate up there or something. Yeah, yeah. I
No,
think we
like
blow that one
yeah,
too.
you just blow it up by activating a bomb that was already up there. I was looking for another like gas can bomb.
All on the ground. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was looking for one of those. I couldn't find one anywhere, and then like until I like looked at that thing and then saw the hand thing, and then did that. I'm like, oh, yeah. So I feel like that was a design issue. Like they could have done way better with like you know letting you know
Yeah,
what you needed to do specifically. I don't know.
this area is a
I
little confusing and not fun because you continuously keep getting attacked while you're
yeah,
trying to do all this.
I
And I'm
didn't
just like I'm trying
feel
to
like
look around.
I didn't feel like I figured anything out there. You know, like a good puzzle, like would be like, oh, I figured it out, and you get that feeling. It's like, oh yeah, I'm smart, whatever. But no, I didn't feel any smartness or anything from that. I felt nothing. It was just
No, you just kind of look
frustrating.
at it and you're like, oh, that's where that's at. That's okay.
Yeah, it was like, oh, that's fucking lame. Okay,
Yeah,
because
and
just
these fuckers, Khan and the other few survivors of Curse Station are just chilling
yeah,
at the end of the hall.
yep,
They're doing nothing. They're like not
they're
even
doing
covering
nothing.
you. They're not
Yeah,
helping you. They're just like, go close the gates.
yeah.
But
To Artyom, Artyom does everything.
to Artyom. So once those are both collapsed, Khan starts leading you to this shrine. It's like a little crack in the wall at the other end of the hallway.
Yep.
Um, when I was looking for the bomb site, I mistakenly tried to go in here, uh, and they did not want you to go in there. There's shadows, and they
I
can't go.
know. Yeah, they stopped you. I'm like, what? What? I tried shooting at them. It didn't work.
Yep. Yeah,
Uh,
but of course, when Khan comes around, they love him.
yeah.
So
He's like,
so
open sesame.
they open up, and there's this weird shrine in there, and he opens up like a secret floor hatch, and he's like,
Yeah.
"I'm gonna stay here. Good luck."
Not going with you. Sorry.
Yep.
Bye. Just
Yeah.
like everybody else, nobody ever wants to stick around.
No, always abandoning us. So
Yeah.
we drop into this hole and we continue into another narration by Artyom's beautiful voice.
Yeah.
And we reach the last mission of chapter 3, the armory.
Yes. The Smithy station.
Yes. So we get to this gate and it says it's a free station. So
That's
right away, you're
a
like,
fucking lie.
yeah. So that was a lie. Um,
Yeah.
See, I'm like right away, just knowing this game, I'm like, this is commies, right? It's going to be
Yeah.
communist because that's what they mean by free, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yes,
yeah, sure.
it's this one
You're
is
free, isn't my
communist.
free?
This is a red station.
Yeah.
So Khan told us to look for his friend Andrew the blacksmith. And he said he would help us out. So we go to the station to look for him, and this is where we make our way through the station a little bit, and then we walk into the wrong room. There's a
Yeah.
guy being arrested there
And then
for
just
not
for
being a
you
communist.
walking in there, it was illegal for you to walk in there. Apparently, Artyom gets arrested.
Right? they're like, "Oh, and you're his buddy, aren't you?" And I'm
Yeah,
like, "I don't
you're in
fucking know
cahoots.
this guy."
Who is this guy? You both are in cahoots. I'm like, what?
And we don't know who the fuck this guy is. We don't see him again.
No,
He, as soon as they try to arrest that guy, because they like start trying to like arrest us, that guy punches one of the guards, and so we both run for it.
he's like,
Um,
let's get out of here. I'm like, why did you do that, man? What? I don't want no trouble.
I'm like, "You're gonna
So
get me killed."
yeah,
So we're,
and
we're
so
just like running through the station.
run through the whole station. Everybody's trying to kill you now. I was like, all hands on deck. We got a runner. Like, it's insane. They take
Yeah,
no chances. As soon as somebody tries to run, they fucking shoot them.
people are shooting at us, and we're like ducking and dodging into different like hallways, and we don't know what happens to the guy. We don't we
I
don't ever
know.
see him again. I'm assuming he died
Remember,
or got
you remember that
captured.
part where he says to the left, and then you go up the stairs.
Yeah, did he go
Yeah,
right?
like right after that, he's right after he said that, got mowed down.
Oh,
Like
I
he
guess
got shot a
I
lot.
beat him up the stairs, so I didn't even see it.
Oh,
I
I was
quickly just
following
booked it.
him. Wait, you were ahead of him?
Yeah, when you start to get shot at from the left there, when there's like a little thing where he starts to crouch down and he falls over
Yeah.
to avoid the bullets, I just kept running straight. I didn't
Oh,
stop.
okay. I
I
don't
was
know.
like,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
stayed
know who you
behind him
are,
the whole
man. I'm
time.
not staying with you.
But then he stopped and then pointed to the left. He's like, to the left. And then he just got mowed down. I'm like, oh, shit. And went up
Oh,
the stairs.
well, at least I have some closure. I know what happened to him.
Yep.
Yeah, I booked it. I didn't wait for him, and then like as soon as you get up there, you start to get cornered by two guards. So you jump off the railing, and then somehow you discreetly get taken into Andrew's
Yeah, I'm
uh,
like, there's no
hut.
way I'm getting away just by this guy pulling me in. Like, he pulled me in here, and I'm like, there's no way. But apparently it worked. And then he's the guy that Khan recommended. Everybody knows somebody, and then everybody's trying to help Artyom. Even the guy that gave his life to tell him to go
Yeah,
left.
yeah. So we get quite the coincidental run in with Andrew the blacksmith here to
Yep.
not only save our ass, but like be the one we're looking for. So
And he says that the only way to get to Polis is through the front line between the Reds
yeah,
and the Nazis, which just sounds like
yeah.
suicide. And I'm like, all right, I just want to go home now. If I were Artyom, like, nah.
You're probably
Does
closer to
Miller
Polis
really
though.
need to know what's going on at exhibition? I mean, does he really need to know?
Doesn't even care.
Does
I
he
mean,
even
we're gonna
care?
find out later that the Ranger Council doesn't even care. Um,
They don't even care.
but yeah, Andrew pulls us in, and he's like, "Hello, hello, friend." He gives us a disguise,
Yeah.
um, and then we're just around the station, and we can go shopping like it's a normal
See,
station again.
here's the thing: is like, if we have a disguise, why don't we get like a Reds disguise? Then we wouldn't have to
Yeah,
be fighting the Reds and the Nazis. You
right.
know?
Yeah, we could have like hopped on as a soldier, but maybe they'd like force us into the front lines. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be way better than having to kill the Reds and the Nazis. I'd rather kill one team than both teams. That shit
Right.
sucked.
Yeah, so they stuff us down a maintenance hole, and then a train goes overhead, or like a little one of those train cars. And
Yeah,
so Andrew instructs us to get to the onto the bottom of it, and so we pretty much just tuck ourselves in there as it gets loaded with troops, and so that's how we're gonna get to the front line.
yeah. And then then they take off. You can hear some conversations about you know, just general soldier stuff.
It's
What are
like,
you
how
gonna
do you
do when
feel
you
about
get home?
communism?
What are you gonna do with
Yeah,
your? I'm here. What are you here for? Oh, I'm here for the payment. Oh, I'm here for country, God and country. It's like, yeah,
I'm here because I like killing Reds or killing Nazis.
yeah. I'm here to kill some Nazis.
Yes, yeah, they're a little animated, but they're fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then that takes us to the end of chapter 3 there. So that's where we're gonna cut it for part 1 of this of Metro.
Yeah. Stay tuned for part 2 where I get naked and cover myself in peanut butter.
Yeah, and that's how you slip past the Reds and the
Yeah.
Nazis
Yeah. Like
as we
greased
make it
up
to the
deaf
front
guy.
line. Yep. Yeah, so we're hoping to have this one out. This will kind of overlap with Doctor Strangelove for this upcoming release, and then you guys should hopefully hear part 2 of Metro from us uh,
Yep.
during the next movie release on the 19th, and that will be Goodwill Hunting.
Yep. Goodwill Hunting with
Yeah, Mr.
Matt Damon
Williams, Matt
and
Damon.
Robin Williams.
Yes, sir. The late Matt Damon. Rest in peace.
No, he's not the one that died.
Oh
Did he die?
no,
The
he's still
Martian
alive.
himself?
He's still alive, as far as I know. He's pretty young,
Okay. Yeah.
but yeah, rest in peace, Robin Williams. But it's a pretty highly rated movie, and so we're gonna check it out and give you guys our thoughts on it.
Yep. Stay tuned for the next episode. Keep it cheesy, guys.
Yeah, reach out, let us know what you think, and give us some suggestions for some upcoming games. I believe for December's game here, at the end of the month, we're doing As Dusk Falls, which is a pretty recent release on Xbox. It's
Yeah.
in Game Pass, so it's a good one. It's a pretty quick game if you guys want to play along to keep up with the story for when we discuss it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Should be
and
good.
always you can reach us on Instagram at Hazardous Opinions Pod, or reach us by email at hazardousopinionspod@gmail.com. Send us any of your questions, comments, concerns. Don't forget to give us your rating on Spotify. It sure helps out the show. Let us know what you think, and we hope you enjoyed.
Yeah. See ya.
All right, see ya.